my shoes, time to get it. Put in the work, I'm with it. Paying my dues with sweat and tears. There is no weakness here. I ain't new to this, I'm a veteran. Wear my battle scars like a letterman's. I done crawled through the mud full speed, so I wouldn't underestimate me. That's a rookie move. Homeboy, I got nothing to prove. Team player, but I'm still self-made. I'm in it for the passion, not the parade. I don't need the lights or the cameras, just me and my opponent. All the work that I put in has led up to this moment. Let's go. You go hard, I go harder. You beat, I beat farther. You cannot match my speed, cause I'm out of your league. I'm out of your league. I'm out of your league. Everybody wanna get like me, better reach for the stars, cause I'm out of your league. Game time, let's go. I hit that mark weeks ago. I'm about to laugh you up. Tell me, have you had enough? You would think I had a PhD in psychology. The way I get in your head, there is no escape. Like I said, I'm out of your league. I play fair, but show no mercy. Only give my time if it's worthy, cause I keep my mind on a mission, and you don't fit the vision. I ain't cocky, okay, a little bit. I call it confident, but they can handle it. Don't blame me, it's just my time. So move, cause you're blocking my shine. I'm out of your league. You better go with plan B. You taking the crown? That's a fantasy. You can't step to me. I'm out of your league. Better beef up that defense. I give you an A for effort. Now hit the bench. You go hard, I go harder. You beat, I beat farther. You cannot match my speed, cause I'm out of your league. I'm out of your league. I'm out of your league. Everybody wanna get like me, better reach for the stars, cause I'm out of your league. You go hard, I go harder. You beat, I beat farther. You cannot match my speed, cause I'm out of your league.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Wolvesden Monthly Invitational. I'm joined today by the great Gareth, is going to be my new name for him, actually, why not? But Gareth, how are you doing today, my friend?
I'm doing great. I'm very excited for the Wolvesden games. We've got a lot of amazing teams here. I believe it's 32, but don't quote me on that one. Regardless, there's a lot of talent. And actually, you know what, Number? You're probably going to be talking a little bit more about this in just a couple of minutes. We actually have a first-time team. Now, I don't know if that's first time competing or just first time competing in the Wolvesden Invitational.
Yeah, we do have a good first game to bring you. It's Reason going up against a Venomous Bite. So it's going to be interesting to see all of that stuff, and as well we're going to go to Haven, so it will be interesting. Not Haven, Lotus. Sorry, I've got a lot of Lotus. I'm trying to get it out of my head, but unfortunately I can't. So Lotus is coming back to haunt me always. Apparently, I can't do anything to get rid of it.
All right. Well, you know, I'll try to get it out of your mind with a little hypothetical question. Okay, so you know all the agents in Valorant, right?
Yes.
Okay. Pick one of them and you get to choose any place on Earth, and you got to fight them to the death. No abilities, no weapons. You just pick any agent from the roster and pick a place on Earth and beat them to death. Who would you win against?
Does the place on Earth like have an actual effect on the fight?
I mean, it depends where you want to fight. Like, if you fight in a place with rocks, you might be able to pick up the rocks.
Oh,
Like,
okay,
you know
okay.
what I
So
mean?
we're thinking like that. Okay. Ooh. Well, that's gonna be interesting. I think for my fighter.
Yeah.
Ooh. No, I think it'd be Phoenix because right, people might go, why Phoenix out of everyone?
Okay.
Because I think he's so cocky. He's so cocky and sort of up himself, and we see that in all the cinematics and everything. I think he'd come in, he'd see someone like me who's really skinny and go, oh yeah, this guy's gonna be easy, and then gets over to over confident, and then all of a sudden is on the back foot early on. If I get a few good punches in.
I get you. I get you.
Where on Earth?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously not someone with fire because
right. Like probably.
That's the obvious, and I don't think water doesn't much to like actually. I don't think it works like Pokemon, where it's like water effect. So I think we just we just have to go for somewhere pretty. Where's pretty on this Earth? It's
not the UK. Oh,
there's the Canadian. Anything you have is Victoria Falls, and that's in America, isn't it? Or it's like right on the border.
Sorry,
it's like half and half, isn't
it? Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. I don't know. We'd say like some place in like the most rural part of like China. Why not?
Okay, interesting. See, personally, my answer is I take Breach. Okay. Now I know this sounds a little bit crazy, but I go and I fight him at the beach. I push him in the water, and now his arms stop working, and he drowns because his arms are too heavy.
I can somewhat see that, but then my worry is that Breeze as a map exists, and we see.
Oh no, my bad. Breach,
around.
Breach, like the agent.
No,
Breach.
but like you said, you go fight him. Oh, like no, sorry, but like we see Breach on Breeze, which is by the water.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah.
surely there's got to have been an accident there before. So maybe that's.
Clearly, Breach hasn't dealt with me. But I will say, if I can't push him into the water, my game, like, I'm just completely done for. Like, I have no game plan after that one. But speaking of games, I do think that we are going to be heading into game in just a couple seconds here. Obviously, we have the Lotus. It's a very, very contested map. A lot of agents, and normally I would ask about the agent select, but I think we are going to be seeing these comps. So, my next question is, how do you feel about the Sage? We don't really see it in stuff like this.
Yeah, Sage is interesting. You do have that Vise coming through, so it's a good sort of double Senti comp for Ryzen, but it's going to be interesting to see where the Sage Wolves come through, especially on attack, because we will get this game started, and it's going to be Ryzen looking towards this C site early on, and they will get through. Wall's a bit late, but it's don't kill me to get the first onto Eco, and so now Venomous Bite is down a player already, and with the point going down, it should be easy one for Reason, but it's Venomous Bite to come through quite early on, Paranoia out, and finding the kill onto Nightwing, so even trades as the last one, Rose and Moody coming through, and the retake from Venomous Bite is perfection, and they'll take this pistol round.
Yeah, I'll be honest, it was looking a little bit dicey for Venomous Bite, but after that Paranoia, I think they landed onto 3 or 4 members. That was absolutely insane. It did absolutely turn the tide. But it was great to see that the Duelist and the Controller were swinging at different times. Usually in stuff like Ranked, you'll see both members trying to swing at the same time because they want to get the kills. So it's really good to see that Venomous Bite is like, all right, let's stop holding hands after we get out of the door. You go flash, I'll go kill.
Yeah, and I think that caught off Reason a lot, was just that pace that they were going into this retake with, and already giving no time. And so in this bonus, this should be a very simplistic bonus for Venomous Bite. The aggression towards A is withheld, and Reason looking towards this C push again, but have this Vise of Last Rose
Look at the
and
neon.
another
Look at the neon
player
flank.
who had a good round last time, and Leon flank, and Booty's not going to find anything with it, goes down, Sinatagan will find the kill, and Marshall now picked up. It's actually an Outlaw that's picked up, and now this is concerning for Venomous Bite.
You know, I'll be honest. I thought the neon, the flanking neon was going to find a little bit more value, but unfortunately they were caught off guard. I do like this position though from the Omen. They have a nice paranoia lineup, and they're just coming around the bends. That's a nice paranoia again. Doesn't quite convert into too many kills, but it does get one. Evens the numbers, and that's honestly what you can hope for. Because now look at this crunch again. They get one. Can they grab a second? Yes, they can. And now can they? I mean, this round is just basically over. Razor is just cleaning right up, and look at that. Actually, I lied. That Venomous Bite continuing to bite back.
Yeah, Zoe so far has carried these 2 rounds with these paranoias. It's been perfection from the Omen, even though they don't have a kill. There's 3 assists and all coming directly from that those paranoias. And even with that their paranoia, it stops reason and makes them have to rethink their options. And it allows for Last Rose to just walk all the way up C on the flank and I believe kill 2. So I believe it was 1 actually. And that pressure coming in and gives Venomous Bite that second round. But now Booty has this Outlaw, and with Lighter Shields, it's going to be, well, with 1 Lighter Shield, I should say, on to Sinatag, and it's going to be a push from Eco, who finds 1, finds 2 with the spray transfer. Please, however, answering back quickly. Booty gets that kill, and so Raisin still are in a numbers advantage. It's Booty with another one, and Sony don't kill me, and that wish will not be granted. Bonus round is converted, sorry. And Venomous Bite taking the game to Raisin early on.
All right. A great start for Venomous Bite. I'm liking the buy as well. Obviously, they have a lot of guns, and now this is the part where they do need to be a little bit more careful because they are going up against an Eco and a bunch of Sheriffs and Bandits at that. So definitely some of the more deadlier pistols in the game. If they all clump up, they should be able to... Oh, pardon me. Should be able to win their gunfights pretty easily. I do want to say that this Vice is going to be finding a lot of value. Unfortunately, it seems like Razor has spotted the Vice early and will not be rotating C. Oh my goodness. And the kills from Cody are coming in.
There's 2 kills to Booty, and now that overdrive. Now Zoe gets on the board as well, but Booty's just going to run it down with his overdrive as the rest of Ryson heading right into Lost One Rose, and a flawless round for Venomous Bite.
Yeah, that's not ideal. Usually you do want to try to get at least a kill. But, you know, on the upside, that was an ultimate committed from the side of Venomous Bite. Now, that was on Booty, who, or Bodie, whatever you want to call him. So, honestly, they do get quite a bit of kills. So maybe it's not the worst thing in the world to have that ultimate committed, but it does tie up the round very neatly for Venomous Bite.
Yeah, it's a good start for Venomous Bite. 4-0 lead in this best of 1, and it's round 5, crucial for Horizon to make it then into the defending side's economy, as it's 5 players stacked towards a safe site, and it's going to be a gamble towards the weak site. Joriel's the only one towards A, Zoe close behind, but Paranoia is not going to get too much value. Nightfall now invests for him, please, and now Paranoia out early, but it gives Booty a great chance for 1.
Oh my God!
Find a second. Nightwing gets the trade, but damage done, but actually finds another kill onto Zoe. Eco keeps a numbers advantage for Venomous Bite. Sees goes a bit lackluster, I was about to say, but Sinataki gets caught on it. Last one Rose with that kill, and another one. Venomous Bite up to 5, and Reason are needing a reason to come back into this.
Now, my big question here is Venomous Bite the team that's new to everything, or is that someone else? Because this team looks insanely confident, and I know there's another team as well that has not played together before. If this is Venomous Bite, I can't wait to see what they've got later on in the tournament.
Yeah, definitely, and giving a performance like this against Reason, who is another 1-seeded team, definitely a good start for Venomous Bite, and now they've got another Eco to contend with. Don't Kill Me has that Marshall, but the options available are limited for the rest of Reason, as Marshall's hurt, and Roxy and Nightwing just going to be towards C and trying to control this space, but Booty and Last Rose not giving anything, and the trap is sprung. Booty finds one, and the rest of Venomous Bite collapsing on Reason. Now it's only please, and 1 versus 4, and won't even begin to get it started. A 6th round on the board, and Reason needing a comeback that looks more like a pipe dream.
Yeah, these kills, I mean, these rounds in general are just extremely bloody. There's a lot of people dying basically every single time, but Venomous Bite, again, the trades are great. The util is phenomenal, actually. Even though you don't really expect a sniper rifle to be pushing up super duper far, as we saw Booty on that, I believe it was an Outlaw that round, they just sent the stun and just started dashing towards it. I don't think they even knew that it hit, or if you could tell that it hit, but they just sent it. They were just so confident. They were like, yeah, it doesn't really matter if I get shut down. Our team has infinite credits, and for the first time in a very long time, this Vice is going to see some action on the C site.
Yeah, Iku's going to use that one back early on, but Booty's actually going to get the onto Roxy, so B space has been cleared. Steel Gun now used some Nightwing, and caught in return by Lost on Rose. There's going to be kills coming in for both sides, as Sinnoh will use that Not Dead Yet just to come back. Zoe's actually pushed up all the way into defender spawn, and they don't realise it. Sinnoh is going to try and get this kill. It's Jorville to find that kill instead. Please. We'll get the trade, and so 2 versus 2. This is the best opportunity for Reason so far in round 7. They still have a lot to do.
Yeah, well, you know, at least they're not dead yet. Reese still have a couple members remaining. It's a 2v2. It's even numbers, pretty much even weapons. They were able to get some nice upgrades just kind of scattered around the ground there after that big fight. And it looks like they've thrown Venomous Bite for a loop. It doesn't seem like Venomous Bite is onto their trail. The seaside is free, and the scan is going to confirm that everything is chill.
Yeah, everything coming in the way of Reason, and Joriel on low HP but has that Nightfall still, and Lost on Rose alive is always going to be a problem. And so even in this post plant, even with equal numbers, Venomous Bite is still in with big chances. Joriel will pop the Nightfall, and both players from Reason hit, but it's pleased for these bees to get that first kill on Nightwing for a second, and the tag team gets 1 on the board for Reason.
All right. Reason definitely biting back there. I did like what I saw. You know, obviously they did manage to throw the defenders for a loop, you know, dragging them to the other side of the map, but they played that post-plant situation very, very well. Even though they were split up and they were essentially giving 1v1s, it didn't really matter because they knew that they had the health advantage. They knew that they could easily swing off each other because while the Fade was playing backside, we did see the Vice kind of play around Arch just before they got onto site. So even if the Fade managed to die, it's just a quick spray through the wall and they're pretty much guaranteed to die because they're so low.
Yeah, and now Reason looking for a way to build back in, and Booty has this operator, but not near the rest of Reason. It's Last One Rose all alone, and will be spotted out by the Prowler. And Reason just waiting. It's a good paradigm from Zoe to hold the push, and halted they will become. It's some spams from Last One Rose, but not getting a lick of damage, and so Reason stuck in C main, and do have Sinnoh watching the flank as well as that Vise wall, and Deco might fall into the trap. It's Last One Rose to take some contact onto Mound. The flash, to say it's not great, is an understatement, but I think a bit when your own Vise flash blinds you, but 45 seconds to go. Eco is here and will trip the wall and be on the wrong side of it, so looking for a fight, and we'll get it. Sinnoh is now put down, and the collapse is coming from Venomous Bite, and it's another superbly played round from Venomous Bite.
Honestly, we're seeing a lot of these crunches come in handy for, you know, time and time again for Venomous Bite. We've seen it, you know, just in that round, I believe on round 4 as well, where it feels like every single time that the other team does go onto the C site, they are just crunched every single time. Somebody always finds a flank, and even if it doesn't go well, it seems like Venomous Bite still comes out on top just because they have so much more money. Like they can always afford the weapons; they're never broke.
Yeah, and Venomous Bite doing a massive job, and still having this operator in the hands of Booty as Reason with nothing to go off of, and Nico's already pushed up B as a split on these players, and from the Shadows used just to confirm presence onto Zoe. Roxy does find Booty, so operator down, but Eco finds one, make it a second onto Roxy, and will trip that wall as well, and now has Don't Kill Me locked in a corner, and Zoe's going to be the one that backstab. It's Eco with 3, and 3 looked poor so far this game. As now it's just the Fade coming in on this 1 versus 3, and when Zoe has the operator as well, it's going to be a big round win for Venomous Bite. 8-1 lead for the new team.
Absolutely, Venomous Bite. And so, you know, when you say new team, is this like they are new as in they haven't played together before, or new as in that they have not competed before?
I believe it's not competed before.
Wow. Not competed before and play like this? Call me crazy. I think we're going to be seeing these guys in a few more tournaments after this one. Ryzen, though, you know, maybe they need a little bit more time to warm up. You know, obviously it might be a little bit early where they're from. They certainly have the right ideas. It's just the execution is a little bit behind what we've seen Venomous Bite be able to handle.
Yeah, and it's Zoe going through with his paranoia again, and does have the operator, so we'll go for this early pick. It's actually Nightwing to get this first pick onto Joel Rio, and the operator not going to find anything so far, but Booty's moved off to a good spot, and I don't know how willing Razor are going to be to check it, and very willing apparently. Don't Kill Me sets up Nightwing perfectly as Zoe now goes through, and Zoe to actually go down. It's Eco to go through on the flank, and now it's just 2 versus 5, and last one Rose has been spotted by the Fade, and Eco spotted as well. Don't Kill Me with that, and a flawless round for Raisin might be just what the doctor ordered, especially if they can pick that up, but they're not going to.
I think this is exactly what the bank ordered as well, because for the first time, essentially in the entire game, Ryzen actually has funds to spare. If they lose this round, it's definitely going to hurt, like, a lot, but they will still have money left over, and I think this is probably one of the first times where we've seen Ryzen actually be on the attack, where it, like, actually feels that they are aggressing, whereas every single other time, it's been Venomous Bite every single round. They've been so aggressive with these map takes, and I wonder if they can keep this momentum going.
Yeah, and it's momentum that they need, but it's actually Venomous Bite to set the tempo of this round. Booty finds one, can't find a second with the overdrive, but Zoe's the one to get the kill anyway. Nothing gets it through, and Joel Rio is the one to take this apart. The Venomous Bite kick right back in. Joel Rio on 6 HP, but 3 versus Wrong. Roxy does have this res in case it's needed, and will play on this wall, but spotted out by the flash, and Eco gets that final kill, and so at best, Raisin have to go into the second half, 9-3 down, but we still have a round to play.
Very, very true. And again, you know, we did see another nice bit of utility from basically everyone there, but we'll probably get to that later. As another hit is, like, again, there are no second chances at this point. You're down, what is that, like 7 rounds? And it's only the first half, and I do believe that this is a defender-sided map still. I don't know the numbers exactly, but I do think it swings in their favor.
Yeah, and it's going all in the way of Venomous Bite so far, is Raisin just going to try and play this a lot slower, make this 9-3 half. It's Eco and Roxy to take the first contact. Eco coming off worst, has to try and heal, but won't be able to. Don't Kill Me finds the kill, but it's Joel Rio to get the trade. And so 4 versus 4, still gone now invested from Nightwing as Raisin look to go onto site, and they will do just that. Nightfall sent in return by Joel Rio. It's early, but Booty's the one to find the kill, and Joel Rio with a second. Rez comes out for please, but it's easy kills as Roxy finds 2, but it's Booty with 3, and Venomous Bite make this a 2-10 half.
Absolutely. I really like the idea of putting the Sage Wall right in front of the spike there. The only issue is if it goes wrong, you essentially become fish in a barrel, especially if they have AoE utility like the Neon stun. I forget what the ability is called. You know, the Phoenix Molly. There's so many abilities in Valorant that can turn a situation like that into a really, really bad time. And the only way that you can get away is by hopping up on those boxes. And, you know, if you're hopping up on the boxes, not only are you in the air, you're less accurate, but you're also painting a giant target on yourself that says, hey, I'm hopping around and I'm inaccurate. Shoot me, please. So it's a very tough situation. But if it goes right, it's absolutely unbreakable.
Yeah, a simple spell, but it is quite unbreakable for Venomous Bite. And now on this offense, we're going to have to see big big comeback from Raisin. I was actually watching MIBR versus Tyloo earlier today from the CS Cologne major, and it was an exact story of this. And
for sure,
came back, lost the game, but still made that comeback possible. And Raisin going to need it as well, as will be tripped. 2 players get out onto site though, and Raisin are just going to give them the space and not try and overfight this, and try and maybe wait for a mistake, especially with Eco not having any util. They're going to just try and fight forward. It's Nightwing to find one.
Oh my goodness!
A trade, but Nightwing another one. And Raisin are really coming back into this round as Venomous Bite sloppy on this side take, and now Zoe and Last One Rose, 2 versus 3, make it 2 versus 2 as Last One Rose finds that kill. Zoe on the flank now has a chance, but please gets that kill, and so double swing, and Zoe doesn't know which one to target. So a pistol round win for Raisin.
Awesome stuff. Again, swinging back just a little bit, maybe the comeback story is going to be upon us, as I do believe that this next round coming up is going to be going in the favor of Raisin. You know, obviously better weapons, but I don't pardon me, I don't know if you saw it last round. We did actually see the Sage go off on a flank on Mound. It's probably not going to be in the replay, as we do have to see these amazing shots from Nightwing. But again, the Sage in the back line, we saw the Vise, I believe their name is Lost One Rose, actually turned around to stop this flank from happening, got the kill, but then in leaving their team, they weren't able to support a lot of those trades on site.
Yeah, and just look out the scores for Venomous Bite. 18-7 for Booty is, I know, even with the nerf neon, making it look good and making it look like it's a chance for Venomous Bite, but it's actually going to be the first kill going in favor of Venomous Bite here after losing that round. Last One Rose gets one with the Sheriff, and Eco follows up on Nightwing, so one Sentinel down. Don't Kill Me gets the trade onto Last One Rose, and so Venomous Bite now without a Sentinel, but they have control of this B site. They're fighting towards A still, but now breaking this Hobbit door, and B site will be given to them for free. And so post plant go down, and I think it's already better than some people would have expected on this round 2, as Roxy takes so much damage, but barely survives from the outlaw off Booty.
That was a great pick, but now Don't Kill Me kind of trapped in CT here. Oh my goodness, Zoe! They don't clear the corners! They are only good for 1, but Don't Kill Me has to reload mid-fight, and their wish will not be granted, like you said, but now Venomous Bite, only 2 rounds away from victory. Now, if you're Raisin, you're starting to sweat quite a bit.
Yeah, force into that round 14, and now into round 15, you're coming off with a much better economy, and Booty has that outlaw to make Raisin's life a big hell for them to step in, no matter what the site is. At best, it's like Shields and Sheriff's Frenzies, Ghost, and a classic there on the board for Raisin on this defender side, and Booty's going to need to try and find time to be able to find these players, but Sage Wall goes up early, and Roxy is actually trapped towards that A corner. Meanwhile, it's Eco looking to go up to be main, and Don't Kill Me's got a nice position up towards C, and won't find the shots though, so Zoe gets that kill, and Eco now actually getting caught out in no man's land towards B, and so a rifle to be recovered for Raisin, and it's actually going to be an outlaw as well, because please gets the kill to Booty, who couldn't decide which fight they wanted to fight, and so now 3 versus 3 in the post plant, and Raisin have some weapons to fight back with.
Absolutely, but look at this crunch coming in here. We have the Vise kind of crunching through the door. They could give it a little tap to draw some attention. Please, gonna say please, as they get a nice headshot, but are traded very, very quickly. They are gonna throw a fade over towards this this backside area where the Vice off will happen. Lost One Rose, can you take it though? Jarrell again grabs another onto Roxy. Now in a 1v2, not impossible, but with a classic, it's certainly pretty tough, and Lost One Rose will get another kill.
Yeah, and so match point for Venomous Bite here in our first game, and they have looked dominant so far on Lotus, and this is a team that can really go far.
Absolutely, they can. I have have very, very high hopes for this team. I think that they are a phenomenal group, and I certainly hope to see them in some more tournaments because I feel like there's some budding team synergy here.
Yeah, I think budding team synergy is the least of it, as raising a must-win round and a must needed a comeback, but it's going to be pushed out onto Venomous onto B, but they're not checking it. Don't kill me. I only find one eco checking at last second. Spidey sends the Stingling, and now 4 versus 3 post-spawn, and Raisin kicked out of the site, and especially with this Nightfall about to come in, they've really been kicked out. Booty finds another one to Roxy, and looking for us a bit more, but it's please, and 3 versus 2 in favour of Venomous Bite. Eco's just going to go swinging, trying to find this kill to please. Won't find it now. Nightfall in return. The time is starting to tick away for Raisin to actually come back into sight, as all 3 players are looking towards.
Oh, and Venomous Bite taken away with Echo, ending off the first game, popping the post round, run it back. That is a phenomenal combo by them. And Number, I really like your camera right now. It's red, just like the Phoenix, because that was definitely the play of the round, at least. I don't know about play of the game, but that was a great way to end it off for the side of Venomous Bite, showing us why they. I don't know. I was going to say why they're poisonous or something, but then that kind of sounds like I'm calling them toxic, which is probably not true. So I feel like, I kind of. Anyway, the point is Venomous Bite looked very, very hot in that match. They had a lot of really nice rotations and a lot of really nice ideas. Again, I want to call back to the flanking Neon that we saw on a couple rounds when they were on that defensive side. They did not give Ryzen any time to breathe, and it was really phenomenal to see. Even the flanking Sage as well. There was a lot of really good ideas that they had and different ways to counter the aggressions made by Ryzen. But in the end, Venomous Bite rocketing very far ahead, earning their place in this tournament, continuing on, not quite semifinals, as we've got, I think, 4 other matches today before we get to the finals, or unless the 4th match is the finals. I'm not too sure on the schedule, but you'll have to follow Wolvesden if you want to stay up to date with all that jazz. Now, if I did have to put a play of the game, that's pretty darn tough because, again, there was a lot of really amazing stuff that we did see in that series. And, if I had to kind of guess a play of the game, it's hard to say. I kind of want to say the second comeback round that we saw from Ryzen, as they very definitively won that round. They had multiple members alive, were able to get multiple upgrades, and it certainly was a huge shining bit of hope for the team until Venomous Bite stomped that, crushed that hope with their hands and said, "Not today, buddy."
Yeah, I mean, I think from my end, you could just point to any of the pistols. I mean, mainly that first pistol in favor of Venomous Bite just looked and went so well that that first pistol as well, those crunches coming in from flank, from sight, just looked so good. And I think Venomous Bite are a team that can really do some damage in this Wolvesden Invitational. But we'll be heading to a quick break, but you can stay tuned and keep watching to see how the rest of the Wolvesden Monthly Invitational plays out.
we gonna get. Now we gonna get. Now we gonna get.
My dirty kicks and my confidence. I'm ready to go chase, get off me. Please run your mouth, just give me a reason. I need to get my blood pumping. I don't ever give no second chances. You better hit the panic button right now. I'm coming in hot, yeah, the fire burning. I'm a heat stroke, so you know it's hot out. Push me to the edge, I'm winning the bed. You never been on any 6 to the 6. Coming more, just running headlight. Nigga, go, nigga, go, nigga, go. I'm what I'm gonna do with this. I'm new to this, I'm proving this. Some beauty tips and nothing more in Hollywood. But all is good as sun is out. I'm running down, I'm running down, I'm running down. Say what you gon' do. The bad boy look is overdue. The cops are chasing down everyone. Nobody is safe, that's never done. That's the helicopter, I do it proper. I go wherever that petty offer. That's down south, that's New York, that's LA. What talk about now? Read the news, it's all about how they need the views. I look around, try to read the room, just thinking, what more can I do? Protest, don't let up. Stand in formation, show what it's going to come. If they try to shut us down. Just try to shut us down. Now. Try to shut us down. Hey, try to shut us down. What they gonna do now? Just try to shut us down. Now. Try to shut us down.
Cause I don't need many words with you. 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 How can we connect this way when I don't understand a word you say? I'm so confused, yes. Leave me confused. Leave me confused. Leave me confused.
one is a knocker. Step in on the dance and I does my dance. Everything scatter. Right? Right? Right now, man, active. Start with the game like a bandit. Me bring the flame like a matches. Test me now. Put out the slackness, active style and pattern. That's a man there. Active. 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 One live life massive. Talking up and off the brandish. Touch road and hold the world hostage. When I start the bumper clad mash pit. When me step out, those face get active. 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 Hey, can you stand now? Clocks on the each side, bad bitch on each side. Big splits chilling on the beach side. Run things where you feel like. Cake big, have a carve out the piece like. Freestyle now, millions for each line. Too cool, when I need ice in my beverage. Test this bigger, please find the exit.
And welcome back, everybody, to the Wolvesden Monthly Invitational. We are back after seeing one hell of a game just now between Reason and Venomous Bite. Venomous Bite taking that 13-3, and Reason looking a step behind.
As of right now, anyway, and now that was a best of one. So unfortunately, there are no second chances. There's no losers bracket. There's none of that. So unfortunately, Reese is going to be left in the dust for now. But maybe they can come back a little bit later. And yes, they did lose and in a pretty dominant fashion. But I don't think that we could discount a lot of the ideas that they did have to try to counter whatever Venomous Bite did try to put onto them. You know, they had a little bit of a tougher time with the flanks, but other than that, they had some really nice side executes. But again, the gunfights were mainly where they fell short, and unfortunately, that's where a majority of the fights went when it came to Venomous Bite.
Yeah, indeed. So Venomous Bite will move on in the Wolvesden Monthly Invitational, but that we will bring you our next game coming up. Taken against Lose Yourself in the round of 16, and it's a match where again we don't know too much about these teams, but you know, if there's anything to go off of how that the previous game went, then this should be
absolutely
quite exciting.
Now, I am curious though. I do have another question pulled up here, so I'm just gonna actually we're gonna play a little game in between now and the next Valorant match. So, how well do you know your agents? I'm gonna say a quote, and you're gonna guess what agent it's from. Okay?
Yeah, go on.
Okay. We're gonna start off easy. You want to play? Let's play.
Oh, Chamber.
There we go. Perfect. Okay, let's get a little bit more difficult. Let's go.
Can we pass and come back?
Okay, I got you. Spike down A.
Oh, it's like
yes, these are all voice lines.
Oh, it's after you kill the player with
no, that was the announcer. I did kind of cheat on that one.
Oh,
no, like that. I did cheat on that one, so I'll say that you're right. But I do want to bring it back to Let's Go. Do you have an answer for that one? I will give you a hint. It is an ulti. Jets. No, it's Breach. Breach is rolling thunder. He screams, "Let's go!"
I think they both share one.
Do they really? No, you're right. You're right. You are correct. Okay, apologies. I only wrote down Breach all on mine, so you still got that one. But now let's bring it to a pretty difficult one. Astra. Those guys must hate you.
Ooh. Is it Harbor?
Not quite.
Ooh. Astra, those guys must hate you. See, I thought it was Harbor because him and Astra have quite a good friendship. Ooh.
Harbor.
Killjoy?
Nope, it was Sky.
Sky.
Yes, it's near the start of the round. If you make a voice command to Astra, then there's a couple other steps, but anyway, it was Sky. But now for definitely the hardest one on the list. Are you ready?
Yep.
No. Which one is it?
Just no.
Yep. No, it's the entire fault.
I'm gonna go with mix.
Nope, it was KO.
Okay. Yeah, makes sense.
I mean, to be fair, every single agent says no. Like, they all have that base default voice line, which is why I did throw it in there, because it was really funny. Because I could say legitimately any agent, and it would still be correct. But anyway, you know, you did pretty well. I will say that that was quite good. Now, I don't know how much time we have until the match kicks off, but if we have time for another question, we could have another banger, because I know I asked this one earlier, and the production team actually gave me an interesting answer. But
no,
we'll see.
It's this one.
You know,
I didn't get this one, ladies and gentlemen.
We're gonna do it now. Actually, oh, you're right. I did. Hold on, no. We could do this question instead. I'm gonna send you something. Okay.
Oh, is it a different question?
Yeah. We'll save the question that I asked Prod Chat a little bit later, because that one's really fun. I'm gonna send you this one because I haven't answered this one yet. So we're gonna do it together. Okay. So
yeah,
check your
I'm
DM.
not taking a look at it yet.
Oh,
because we are looking to get into games. I will bring it to you whenever we next can. But we will be going into Abyss between Taken and Lose Yourself. And in terms of comps, it seems fairly standard with the Yoru. It's going to be Yoru Jet for Lose Yourself, but for Taken, it's going to be the Yoru Waylay. But fairly standard comps for either side.
Absolutely. I do like the Cypher here. We haven't really seen the Cypher on this map. I don't know if that's just my yellow, but I love it a lot. I think it is really going to be showing itself on the defense, but we'll get to that later as Execute is underway. The Jet already on site, managing to find quite a bit is clear, but look at this angle from Astra! Finds the Sentinel controller immediately and finds a second and a third as both duelists swing through the smoke. They're still unknown, they are probably going to be fighting a fourth, but they don't continue these shots. It doesn't matter. Anyways, they grab them, and now is this going to be the ace of the game? They're pulling out the pistol, and the shots were a little wobbly as the Astra takes out the Astra. And now in a 1-on-2, it's still doable, but it's heavily favored for TCN. Man, oh man, what a crazy initial gunfight. Now the round is going to slow down here. They have 40 seconds to play with, so it's still very doable. They just need to take their time. It's a good smoke on Heaven. They would have lost their head, but they're pulling it back. They see the shoulder, but the shots are going wide. Unfortunately, now they're doubling up here. I would imagine that Lose Yourself is going to be winning this one, but looks like they're still up there. They aren't fast enough on the draw as Levi's is going to take them down. And that's amazing stuff yet again. This team, you know, it's very, very early on, but we're seeing a lot of great stuff from both of these teams. But of course, that near ace from the side of from the Astra there was absolutely amazing. I hope we get to see more of that, because that was either insanely lucky or insanely planned by Taycan. And in either case, I'm happy.
Yeah, Didame's just not being expected in that smoke at all, and it provides so much value for Taycan, and Lose Yourself in a very poor position to start off on the pistol is now Taycan have this bar, and I mean, damage done to both sides, but it's 8 HP for one and 40 for another. Knight will find one, but spams the smoke finds Shizen, and now more questions have to be asked. Maka in the smoke has to be careful, but it's a shock dart to perfect, and well titled on the Cypher is Rex on 25 HP. Malox will get the spike down, so a bit more money into the economy of Lose Yourself, but in terms of damage, there doesn't look to be too much more. They've got the kill, and anything else would be a big old bonuses. Well, there's damage onto one, but Damas has the kill onto Melox, and Luis gets Vex, and Maka onto Shizen, and so only one player down, but shield reboys false, and the spike planted for Lose Yourself. So, not a complete failure of a second round.
Yeah, not too bad. Tycon, again, showing us why they are meant to be here. It was a very, very good destruction of Lose Yourself. Unfortunately, none of the gunfights went their way, and they found some really nice kills through the smoke. But looking at this next buy, obviously the Astra Wall is now online, which usually you don't expect. So this next round, even though it's a full buy versus full buy, it could still be extremely challenging for Lose Yourself, because without bullets, you know, what can you do?
Yeah, indeed, and without bullets, you're dead man walking. But now on this rifle round, Lose Yourself have a very good chance to come back in. Lewis only has this sheriff to come in with, but we've seen how damaging the sheriffs can be before, whereas it's going to be this mid push and space being taken on B from Perfect, and it is going to be work going towards this A main and holding position. As Scheisten has got this A link locked down, but Spike is going to be heading towards B instead.
Looks like it. It seems like they have a bit of a split going on. Yeah, maybe they're going to creep up mid. I think they're just watching for any defenders playing around the post, but maybe it's shifting towards A. I think what they're doing is they're going to gather numbers here, break some Cypher util, then leave immediately, and then once that fake A or fake B is sold, they're just going to plant the spike down A, because if we take a look at the minimap, the Jet has been holding this exit to, or sorry, the entrance rather, to the A site the entire time. They've heard nothing, they've seen nothing, so I think they're just going to assume that this is all safe, and as of right now, Tycon are thrown for a loop. Could this be the first round for Lose Yourself, as every single member is
30 seconds left.
Yeah, it is going to be a question of if Ty can come back on this retake, but it's not a good start for Lose Yourself. Gambled onto a site, and the gamble has failed, and Spike now planted for Lose Yourself, and Ty can have a lot to do on this retake, as I believe there is some issues with Gareth. We'll try and get that sorted as quick as possible, but this will be this retake now coming in for Taycan, but it's Lose Yourself to absolutely rinse out this retake, and a flawless round for Lose Yourself, just what the doctor ordered. And Lose Yourself are coming in really nicely into this, as I mean, this round is going to be a great start for them on this bonus. Now, coming back into this, they can have the rifles now brought up, and so we'll be in with a fair fight. Just Lose Yourself now coming in towards this A site. Flash out from Svex will clear this A main space. No kills being offered up by Taycan. Is Lose Yourself and now just slowing, and I really like this sort of slower style from Lose Yourself. It's offering questions that Taycan are rushing to answer, and they just don't really know if they can. It's Taycan who are trying to over-rotate and be the ones to find out where the first player from Lose Yourself is so they can get that kill, but it's Lose Yourself not offering anything, and Perfect has got this perfect flank up towards B and gets that kill. And Astral Wall now invested on A, and Spike is actually going to be heading towards this B site as Perfect finds another kill on this lurk, and it's all coming up for Lose Yourself on this round 4 with 30 seconds remaining. More than enough time to get the spike down. The Cosmic War will properly give the game up as Taken are in a bit of a position to recover maybe, but Svex have this dimensional drift in case things get scary, but looking like he won't need it unless Daydams will do a miracle, but 2 players playing towards default is going to make question 1 of this retake difficult as is. It's Daydams to get the tap, and Perfect with a third. Daydams actually getting these kills back, and now it's becoming scary for Lose Yourself as Daydams tries to stick, but Lose Yourself comes back in, and so equal footing for Lose Yourself now.
Yeah, it's great to see Lose Yourself finally coming back. I have been meaning to say that the fake that they threw on round 3 was absolutely phenomenal. Completely caught TakeOn off guard. Did give them their first round, which of course still kept their money going. And now heading into this round, it's now looking to be another win for Lose Yourself. They've completely swung the economy into their favor. And if we take a look at the buy from TakeOn, apologies, it's only sheriffs all around. It's like we're in the Wild Wild West over here.
Yeah, Wild West indeed, but it's not about how strong your tools are, it's about how you use. It's going to be the way they're pushing up, trying to use that one first. It's perfect to get that kill, and Neural Theft Online unveils the game plan for Taken. Is now this B hit will be sped up. It's perfect with another 2. 3k for the Cypher. Maka tries to find this Euro coming out of the Dimensional Drift, but it's Shizen who has his back, and with only a frenzy, Didames, their life is quickly erased by Lose Yourself. And flawless round again for Lose Yourself as the money keeps rolling in.
Absolutely. Lose Yourself played that round insanely well. Very, very tight round as well. Like there was almost no way that TakeOn could actually strike back, even though they were on the pistols and the gun advantages were obviously, at a disadvantage. I did like how they played the round regardless. They doubled up, they tripled up, they took their fights together because, you're on ecos. The best thing you can do is try to get guns out of the opponent's hands, which, to be fair, they did. I just don't think they expected that the Cypher ult would be popped immediately, which did, of course, reveal everyone.
Yeah, and I think it's perfect. Actually getting a bit lucky there that Knight didn't push forward. As the first trip from Perfect is broken, but Lose Yourself are just going to use this as the ghost, which Didame's playing in the smoke again. Surely can't be good for at least one, right? No, we'll get one, and Shizen trades out as Q gets one back, but it's the kills coming for Taken. It's perfect on this luck, and now spotted by Lewis, and the opportunities for Taken getting so much slimmer, and that's exactly why I call with a cage in their hand is they can get their first round in 3, and take an equal footing now.
Honestly, I think they need to be hyped up because you know exactly what they always say, right? It's the saying goes something like, "You better lose yourself on the music the moment you own it, and you better never let it go. You only get one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime, yo."
Can we get done for copyright from that? I'm not too sure. That was. I don't want to speak to Eminem's lawyers. It's Gareth. I'll leave that to you, but. It's Huddersfield used early towards A, and it's not going to find anything. Perfect, pumping out the chest, making themselves look a bit bigger than they actually are, and will force out the early Hunter's Fury from Maka, and it's now actually going to be these rotates coming in from Lose Yourself, and Q taking a bit of damage from Knight, but they're actually going to be looking to go towards this A main space, and Taken have been bamboozled a bit, and have only left Babams in towards heaven, and Mac is now going to start this rotate, but by the time they get there, it's too late. Now it's Babams just trying to spam through the smoke, get a bit of damage in and through, but he's not going to expect one to be pushed up close, and we'll get the kill anyway. Knight finds one, but it's Shizen and Wasku now going finding kills of their own, and so A site given to Lose Yourself, and this free kit take from Taken. It's going to be met with a lot of pressure towards CT. It's actually Didames who gets those kills, and so now Shizen having to run away has this Cosmic Wall available once again. But 1 versus 2 has so much to do, and now position noted, and the drop down will be heard. Shizen actually gets that first kill and needs another one to Lewis, but only has this classic, and so it's Lewis to get that final kill. And puts Taken back in a lead on Abyss.
Honestly, great stuff once again. Taken. This match is a lot closer than the initial match that we did see, which is great. I love a competitive match. But looking at this one, it's actually pretty tough to say who's actually going to be coming out on top, because this is a force from Taken. But they do have 3 ultis, and 3 very powerful ultis at that. But on the side of Lose Yourself, it's not like they're completely loaded, but it's like, a couple members could afford to buy next round, but they do also have some powerful ultis of their own.
Yeah, indeed. And the Cosmic Wall, Dimensional Drift, Nil Theft online for Lewis as well. And so they can have a lot coming into this round, but Lose Yourself do as well, especially with this Blade Storm, but not going to be popped yet. There's Knight with 3 on the swing out, make it 4.
Oh
A Knight coming through, could be looking for this ace,
No.
and Shizen to deny it, but Taycan and Knight upping the pace of this round and reaping the benefits as so, but I think questions on to Lose Yourself, but how they let that happen.
Absolutely. Blink and you miss it. That was one of the fastest almost aces that we have seen in this series in general. You know, the first almost ace that we saw was a little bit slower, but that's also because it was on pistol. That was extremely well played, though, from Taycan. I think that Knight is really starting to come online. They have 9 kills to their name, only, you know, 1 under diadems over there, but I do think that a Dimensional Drift here would be a nice addition. It has been online for a couple rounds now, and I do want to see these ult cycles hopefully not go to waste.
Yeah, and Sheriff's now being put up by Lose Yourself. It's what CQ to come in with this Blade Storm, and so threat level is still high, but Knight's actually going to be the first one taken down. Is the hero rifle from Svex. There's actually a bit of a broken buy, but less so with the Sheriffs, but one of these rifles on Svex getting that first pick. So Dimensional Drift is out of this round, and Recon Drone only spotting 1, and the rest are going to be looking quick as Maka goes for the swing, and it's Svex to find a second on the Yoru, and now questions are rising for Taycan if they can keep this 2-round deficit, but Lose Yourself are leaving already, and Perfect's walking up B, and so Fake being sold, but Lewis already going back and calling back Diadems as well, so if the stag is going to be towards B, and Taycan are going to be battening down the hatches for it as this hit now comes in. Blade Storm goes alright, and still fighting though is Lose Yourself. Perfect finds 1, but Lewis on an island finds another one, and Diadems finds 1 back. So X with 3 in the round, but Diadems still very durable position. 10 bullets left, and finds the kill to Specs. Wow, and finds the 3rd. A clutch for Diadems.
Oh my goodness.
And Taycan 5 versus 3, and somehow.
I mean, you know what they say, Akawepa, am I right or am I right? This asteroid is going absolutely nutty. Again, it's another clutch. We've seen very similar situations in this game before, where the controllers are going head to head. Now, I would assume this is a timeout here, likely for Lose Yourself, because there's been a few rounds ever since this loss streak where Lose Yourself have been very, very close to winning the round. They were just down maybe 1 or 2 members, or something went awry, and they are very, very close. These teams are evenly matched, and I don't think it's going to take too much for Lose Yourself to find what they need to finally get the upper hand.
Yeah, Lose Yourself, I mean, I think have lost themselves. Money's still in for Lose Yourself, and so it'll be able to buy these rifles, apart from Melox, who will just be able to buy as heavy as they can. I think it will actually need to buy from someone else, but Diadems has been going insane from round 1, 13 and 6. Definitely a key player for Taycan, and someone who Lose Yourself haven't been able to shut down as of yet.
Not quite yet, but give it time. We are going to see Yoru up nice, close, and personal, but he's going to turn away, as I think I forgot to brush my teeth last night, so my breath is not the best. But regardless, we are going to see this execute here. It's likely going to be another B split. I would like to see another fake from Lose Yourself, because I think the last time they played it, it was very, very well executed.
My eyes are down.
Oh.
Yeah, Taycan is very much a gamble to stack on this B site, and it was, and now Cosmic Divide coming through, and this B site going over to Lose Yourself, and Taycan is just going to play for this retake, as Spike will go down from Melox, who has this Hunter's Fury as well, and so will be looking to try and escape off of site as quickly as possible. But it's another Cosmic Divide in now from Diadems, and Dimensional Drift as well, as Diadems finds the first. Knight is scouting them out and doesn't even really need to. As the rest of Taycan finding kills, a 3rd for Diadems, and Lewis comes through with the shorty onto Shizen, and a flawless round for Taycan, and a guaranteed lead at the
Yeah,
half.
that's definitely not what you want to see, or not what you want to happen if you are lose yourself, because you just spent a minute planning the perfect strategy, and it unfortunately could not have gone worse. It was a flawless round. I don't think even shields were broken. Actually, I lied. I guess a couple shields were broken, but even still, right? You didn't kill anyone. You essentially just gave a bunch of ult points, and now these two very powerful ultimates are online. The Waylay has been a little bit cold in terms of popping off this game, but I think that with the convergent paths and with how bundled up Lose Yourself like to play, I think it's going to be insanely valuable this round.
Yeah, definitely so, and perfect neural theft as well. It's going to be Zwex now popping Dimensional Drift off further, and Hunter's Fury going to be played because of it, and Diadems, they're going to be the first one to find a kill into Warsuit, but Hunter's Fury coming in and getting that trade, and perfect now neural theft, and positions of Tycan, sorry, have been found out, but this convergent paths held for a second, but still very careful of this potential lurk, because now the rest of the team are going to go in towards this default side, and Babam's now looking for kills. It's perfect with one, but Lewis straight down. Babam's finding the kills, and so 3 versus 2, and Spike being stuck as Lewis finds another one, and it is going to be this final kill from Marker to get Taken up to an 8th. And Lose Yourself are losing themselves very quickly, and are losing this half very quickly, and possibly even this game as final round and a half, and Taken have been incredible so far. And again, it's these, I mean, it's not even the ultimates at this point, because Lose Yourself have everything right in the palm of their hands with this neural theft and Dimensional Drift, Hunter's Fury, so much invested into that, and they still can't get the round win. So it begs the question of what do Lose Yourself really need to do in order to actually get a round win on the final round. Is it will be let's look towards B again, and with no control team towards A, that recon drone from Maka is going to tell Lose Yourself what the game plan is, except they've not accounted for Shizen being all the way up at top mid early on, and so this A pivot is still likely, and it looks like what Lose Yourself are going to try and achieve as they now walk towards, but Maka hasn't really pushed in towards this A space. Conversion pass now used on the A, but it's far too early, and Maka finds nothing. So it's going to be Babams to take this fight with Shizen, and game plan has been noted. Saturate will miss, but it is going to be Lose Yourself coming through onto this weaker site, as Babams now no Saturate, no Refract either, I do believe, as the recon dart misses as well, and so 30 seconds remaining, and Lose Yourself have the perfect read onto this A site, as the rest of Taken are looking to move away and now having to move back off of all this noise, and so some weaker weapons on the side of Lose Yourself, and that's not a good way to start. Zwex will be the first casualty to mark of spam through that cipher cage, and now Taken looking in a really good position to try and retake the site, and now here we go. Green button pushed as Didames finds one, the second for the Astra, who is looking incredible so far. Malox finds one, and the second for the Sova, so possible, but Didames just going to stick. Malox finding another kill, but Didames is sticking. Lewis gets a kill. Push the next one, Shizen to come through. Clutch with seconds on the clock, and put a fourth on the board for Lose Yourself, an 8-4 half. That was almost nearly 9-3 for Taken.
Oh man, I mean, I don't know how much of a cursed believer you are, but I feel like if that was to be 9-3, I think you just intentionally lose the round so you win the rest of the game. But regardless, that was a phenomenal clutch. Dare I say the clutch of the tournament already. I don't think anyone's topping that. That was phenomenal from Lose Yourself. They definitely did not get lost in their way, but unfortunately 8-4 half, it's very, very rough. Number, if you were going to play coach for a second, what would you say to Lose Yourself in order to bring them back?
I think it is just like what you talked about before with these fakes, you know, they had the right ideas. They just didn't want to fully commit into it. I think you just have to be more willing to fully commit into those ideas and try not to just play almost like a ranked team. You've got to play with those ideas. And even though some teams might not have set plays, you've got to be willing to adapt to it. And so it's going to be a lot of pressure towards B already, but Roscoe finds a kill tonight and Svex finds one as well. So lose yourself, good start, and have the spike available. But it's Dames with 2 already. An equal footing somewhat for Taken. As now 2 versus 3, but Dames the MVP of this match, I'd say, so far. Still alive as Dames looking for a bit more and will force Shizen away. Cage now used, but it gives Warskew a good time to move. It's actually Dames with a third. Shizen getting a kill. Lewis trades out, but Warskew is a bit of a squeaky bum time for Lose Yourself, but eventually they get a 5th round on the board.
Yeah, very well played. Again, the round was razor thin in terms of the advantage and the disadvantage. Only one member remained, and I believe they were at like 40 health, so it could have gone either way, honestly. The second those 2 sheriff shots missed, I was like, oh man, Lose Yourself, he's starting to fall. But then no, the third shot snaps right onto the Cypher's face and completely wipes him out. And they played the B defense really, really well. And with these Cypher trips, I think they are going to be finding a lot of use, but the key is to mix up your Cypher trips. Otherwise, you're just going to get run over.
And speaking of getting run over, Perfect has been, and Baban's now already finding a kill. Spike comes in for Taken, and within a matter of seconds, this round was really sort of flipped on his head. Baban is now has that sheriff and was going to get the timing on Shizen, who is only good for 1, but Taken are just finding these kills everywhere. A thrifty round for the attack side, and Lose Yourself not expecting the pressure to be turned up that quickly.
Absolutely. They did just barely squeak out the round last time, but now this round, it looks pretty darn dominant from Taken. I wonder if we're going to be getting another timeout here from Lose Yourself, because, again, I feel like they had the right idea the first time with playing a little bit more bunched up, but I guess in the second round, it is a little bit harder to say where you should go, because then at that point, you know, like the opposing team really could be going anywhere, but it looks like a mid-A split is in the cards here, if not a mid-B.
Yeah, it is looking a bit like it is. Mid pressure found out by Svex, who has to just TP out of there after finding that first bit of contact. Warskew is in a nice position to potentially bag a kill if they go from B to A, but Perfect, you can see, is just hovering around B main, not wanting to let anyone from Lose Yourself push up too far, as now this freeze comes in
it'll
to
come
take
in
out.
hot, but how hot will it be? No one has died yet, which is very important, but as I say that, the Waylay is getting dangerously close to a sneaky defender in the vents. They're being rather sus, if I say so myself, but Levi's actually has a nice read on this site. Look at the Astra. They're playing based off the contact. You feel the trip is there. The second the camera goes off, it will be actually not going to be shot just yet. There we go. Cyphers are sent running, doing a ring around the Rosie. The execute is here. They somehow get a kill through the wall. Machiavelli May's going to grab one of themselves up top. Unfortunately, Zwex is not able to find theirs, but the spike will go down regardless. Very convincingly so. Let's see how this retake is. And unfortunately for the top rope, Zwex is going to be able to kick this one off. Taking out the duelist, grabbing a second, actually, which is amazing. Evening out the numbers, Gravwell goes wide, so now they can swing uncontested. But Levi's with a Vandal in hand, they're backing up onto the site. Can they actually get away? Knight once again goes crazy, grabs one, but it's good for 2. Never mind. Work. What else have you got for us? It's a 2v2 now. Only a sheriff in hand and 12 health remaining. Oh man, it's not looking good.
Yeah, and Taken, again, I mean, for Lose Yourself, it's a case of when it rains, it pours, because that first shot from Lewis was incredible. Like, that's the type of shot that gets hit when you're on your rank-up game, and you get hit by that, and you go, yeah, of course, it's on my rank-up game, that kind of stuff happens. But when it rains, it pours for Lose Yourself, and it's just such a struggle to hold this B site in particular, and Taken doing a really good job of just exploiting it. Is now we will be in this rifle versus rifle, but Taken are starting to run away with this game, I feel.
Absolutely. only 2 rounds away from winning this best of 1 series. Lose Yourself need to be confident in themselves. They need to be a little bit more bundled up because Takehead has given them a taste of their own medicine. They're full sending it on B every single time. But now what's important is that these Cypher trips have been mixed up a little bit. So they are going to be a little bit harder to spot and deal with heading into this round. But camera taken away is definitely a good start.
Yeah, good start, but more needed as that shot that gets rid of every bit of perfect U2. It's Knight to come forward though, and now TP into the back after the flash, but Shizen is already here looking for a fight, but it's not going to be Knight to get the kill to perfect. So Cypher down, but Shizen is good for 1 onto Didames, looks for the kill, but Saturate is good, and so post plant will now be played by Taken, and with this escape plan ready with Knight, it's just about a question of what really can Lose Yourself do in this situation. It's a good start as Knight goes down, and so player on site has been removed, and 3 versus 3, but they've also got to deal with Lewis's setup towards the site. It's actually going to be Lewis with 2, and it's what you trying to defend in a 1 versus 3, but Maka gets that kill. Shot Dart forces the jet off, and Taken taking 11th.
Very good, very good. Taken so close to victory. They can almost taste it, but they can't get careless because you know, maybe I can get your opinion on this. I think if Lose Yourself actually sticks the spike, they do win that one. But maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, I mean, it just depends, because the second shot dart from Amaka's coming in, it's going to cause a lot of fear for Wolfsque. Doesn't, you know, he's starting to feel pressure as well with how these rounds have gone in favor of Taken, and it's just those questions being marked is, again, another save for Lose Yourself, but still some weapons being brought up in terms of the Stinger for Wolfsque, and obviously these Sheriff buys coming in for the rest of the team, but Taken, Vandals in hand, Operator as well for Knight, and this should just be Taken going to match point unless Lose Yourself can make a bit of a miracle here.
Maybe it is a miracle time. We are seeing a very nice camera. Sees quite a bit of people. I do think that they saw 4 agents there, which is going to trigger a lot of the rotates to come out towards this A side. Maybe I lied, actually. Everyone's kind of holding still. As this Levi sticking way up onto this B site, practically half the entire way over B long, and there's 3 members here, and they have yet to shoot him, but Jet looking to take him out with a stinger. He's quick enough on the draw. Levi takes him, pops the neural theft. Now this is going to be an insanely tough round for Lose Yourself. They have no idea where anyone is, and they've just lost their main duelist.
Yeah, and they've lost the A side as Malx goes down as well as Vex from the lurking Knight. Who gets a knife kill. I mean, this is just when it, as I said before, when it rains, it pours, and Taken move to match point, and Lose Yourself are 1 round away from losing.
I feel like we gotta up the saying a little bit and say when it rains, it pours, it storms, because that was definitely from bad to worse to even worse. And in this round, yeah, it's rough. Like, you have to force absolutely everything here, and even then, you know, even if you happen to win this round, is that really going to be enough for a full buy next round?
I mean, no. It's the simple one. I mean, maybe so, but it depends on how much damage Lose Yourself have done to them. It's Svex to get this dimensional drift and seeing everyone. It's dimensional drift from Knight as well, and Svex is only good for 1, so possibly needing a bit more. Converged Path now used as well as the Hunter's Fury. Dimensional drift as well by Knight, and they're just throwing the bucket at Lose Yourself. It's Melox stuck in that convergent path and will spot Knight, but Knight is the one to get the kill onto Melox, and so 2 versus 4, and Lose Yourself, it feels like moments away from losing. Knight gets a second, and it's just works Q in a 1 versus 4, making a 1 versus 3, but Lewis is there quick on the trade, and Taken, simple, standard 13-5 win.
Honestly, pretty darn solid, I won't lie to you. We saw some very nice plays from both teams, but of course, I don't think it can be understated how much Taken really threw. Lose yourself in for a loop. There was a lot of stuff they did well, and I do want to call actually to Lee Weiss against 3 members, creeping up B-Long, I believe in the second last round of that game, creeped up the entirety of B-Long without being seen even once. And actually managed to win a gunfight on the duelist with a stinger at close range, mind you. Had enough time to throw that hat onto their body, which revealed everything, forced the gunfights into the way of Taken, and it was, from there it was just complete destruction. As to how a Sentinel controller mix can actually creep up that far is beyond me, but I mean, hats off to Lee Weiss.
Yeah, I mean, just hats off, just all the members of Taken there. Just a dominant win against a team that in their first game won 13-0. So definitely a worthwhile opponent. They'll go on to face Ying versus Yang in their next game. But whilst we wait, we'll be, I think, ready to go to a short break in just a second. So whilst we wait for our round of 16 to come through, we'll take a quick look at the stats, and I mean, you can just see there how dominant Taken were against Lose Yourself in this round, in this game, sorry.
Now, I'm surprised that there's no knife kill stat, because I do think that Taken has infinitely more than Lose Yourself. Well, I lied, it's only one more, but percentage-wise, it's infinitely more than Lose Yourself. But the first bloods or the first kill situation is absolutely monstrous. Lose Yourself, I mean, they got doubled up. We 150 for the side of Taken, equal clutches 1-1. We definitely did see some nice clutches from Lose Yourself, but the flawless rounds actually surprisingly going into Lose Yourself, which is pretty interesting. But anyways, we are gonna see just an overall win from the side of Taken.
Yeah, and Daydames as well. I mean, 343 yes, 23 and 11. Shizen gave it a go, but when you look at across the rest of Lose Yourself, it's some very lackluster performances. And then you look over the cross at Taken, you have Daydames, you have Knight as well. That was showing up. Lewis on these lurks was phenomenal, I think, as well. So Taken, I think, are deserved winners in every metric, near enough.
Absolutely. And the comp really does speak for itself. I think that Waylay is clearly better than Jet, because if you took a look at that team comp, the only difference was, of course, the Waylay instead of the Jet. But that's all my thoughts on that one. I'm excited to see who we've got next, but Number, I'll let you take it away.
Yeah, well, take it away and take it back to a break. So grab some popcorn, grab some drinks, because we will be back shortly with the Wolvesden Monthly Invitational.
Si somos iguales, mami, ¿por qué me tratas tan mal? Flow de París, aún sin llevar nada. Odio, mami, cuando tú te vas. Vestido Armani, flow de París, aún sin llevar nada. Debajo ese vestido Ese culo tuyo es para una galería. Mala mía, mala mía, mala mía, mala mía. Oh, mami, yo quiero comerte toda. Que le demos una vez más. Que ese cuerpo es como un imán. Tú me vas a matar. Mala mía, mala mía, mala mía, mala mía, mala mía. Flow de París, sin llevar nada. Debajo ese vestido tiene un imán. Todos los miran, mami, todos se quieren pegar. Flow de París, sin llevar nada. Debajo ese vestido tiene un imán. Todos los miran, mami, todos se quieren pegar. Flow de París, sin llevar nada.
10秒的电话没有接，只需要在烟雾下闭上眼，让周围霓虹灯光退后些，星空下才能看清你的脸，像将要坠地的玻璃酒杯，默念着分钟里漂浮。我快就能够回到从前，在这边的广场死死咬住。就像变得机会还弥漫在我小屋子里，这若干年过去了，我是否还能做我自己 ？I got lost in the street that I'm living in, or maybe I should just quit overthinking. 无意识看了看我的右手。 那落叶掠过了我的胸口，没来得及收藏着天后，我目光怎么又被偷走 ？You should really stop thinking about it, stop thinking about it, stop thinking about it, while your mind overclouded。脱离现实的梦境化为气泡，失重的我需要怎样才能自保 ？So stop thinking about it, stop thinking about it, stop thinking about it, while your mind overclouded。在这时间的缝隙停止思考，我明白多少烦恼都是庸人自扰。Yeah。我们都化作点点尘埃，或是白纸上的1、2、3号数字，踌躇不前站在命运的门外，思索是怎样存在的物质，记录着在那时间轴尽头的故事，刻在我墓志铭。一眨眼，刹那间传播的无止境。No one steps in the same river twice， 你的一切都被那时间之眼默默的注视。我不知道，只是觉得很吵，手把跟不上的时间，心思纷扰。我不知道 man I'm sure now all I know is that I should really stop thinking about it, stop thinking about it, stop thinking about it, while your mind overclouded。脱离现实的梦境化为气泡，失重的我需要怎样才能自保 ？So stop thinking about it, stop thinking about it, stop thinking about it, while your mind overclouded。在这时间的缝隙停止思考，我明白多少烦恼都是庸人自扰。Stop thinking about it, stop thinking about it, stop thinking about it, while your mind overclouded。Stop thinking about it, stop thinking about it, stop thinking about it, while your mind overclouded。
And welcome back, everybody, to the Wolvesden monthly invitational, where we have just seen another, I don't want to say stomping coming through in our round of 16, but it's a fairly dominant win for Taycan, 13-5 over Lose Yourself in Abyss, which has only recently come back to the map.
Absolutely. And while I am, interested to talk more about that, well, there is one question that I've been hyping up for a little bit now, Number, and I am curious. I did ask production this as well, but what is the hardest land animal you could fight if you got one cold weapon? So it could be a sword, could be a battle axe, but you got to pick the hardest land animal you think you could fight.
The hardest land animal?
Yeah.
And one way is, one question is to go into our agent select with probably a horse.
Really, a horse?
I'm not. Yeah, I mean, I'm not a guy that will beat a bear or anything. I can.
All right. Okay.
I can fight Valorant agents. I can't fight bears and such.
All right.
What about you?
Well, I actually said an anteater, or the giant anteater, as it's called, because even though they are traditionally harmless, their claws actually pack a serious punch. But I just take a battle axe and just start swinging and spraying and praying almost. But anyway, we'll move on from the animals and get over towards this agent select, as you mentioned a little bit before. Ryzen actually, coming back to Lotus a little bit on the defensive side, if I'm not mistaken, and their comp is definitely better suited for it. Now, Chromatic EMEA are opting to not take the Viper on this map. You know, usually you do want a controller and a sentinel, and like, yes, I guess in a very literal sense, Chamber is a sentinel, but like, let's be real, he's essentially just a duelist. he's a duelist with a little bit of space control.
Yeah, basically. And also as well, we were talking earlier about Reason and of course their first opponent's Venomous Bite, and we called it as a Venomous Bite win. It was just the graphics were a wrong way around, so it was actually Reason taking 13-3, and now they go into our quarterfinals against Chromatic EMEA back on Lotus. And I think for Chromatic EMEA, it's going to be a question of how are they going to, like, not even how are they going to adapt to Reason. How good is their Lotus just as a baseline? Is it
For sure.
near as good as Reason's, or are they just kind of hoping that Reason's wasn't that good?
For sure. Now, I wonder what region Chromatic is from. You know, I can't quite figure it out myself, but maybe we'll get that revealed. You know, maybe we can get Sherlock on the case. But I do think that Reason definitely has a very good grasp of this map, because at least when they played it last time, they had some insanely good flanks, and I do believe their comp is the exact same from when the first time we saw them on stream was. That sense is a little bit jumbled, but my point still stands. The comp is practice. They've definitely felt very comfortable on this one before, and I wonder what Chromatic is going to do in response. I like the Waylay. It's good at kind of stopping these very aggressive pushes because of Saturate and Convergent paths. It doesn't deal a crazy amount of damage just in terms of the agent's kit, but it provides a disgusting amount of utility in a lot of these tight corners that we see present on this map.
Yeah, indeed. And I think with this Chamber as well, you're going to be looking at some very aggressive plays coming from Chromatic EMEA, not only obviously on the attack, but on the defense. You're going to see a lot of pushes out from this Chamber, and it's going to be interesting to see if they can stand against Reason or by themselves. There's Reason looking to go a bit higher tempo with his Neon Phoenix and running it back, because it will be Chromatic EMEA to get us kicked off on this attack side, and Reason on the defense is it looks to be this early A fight coming in for Reason. And you can just see now it's actually going to be this C site for Chromatic, as they're going to look to go for Magic is going to run through, try and get this kill to Eco, but Paranoia from Zoe hits their own teammate, but doesn't matter. 2D finds one, and Batatas actually is going to get a kill onto Lost One Rose, and so Rising are down in a numbers disadvantage as Chromatic now coming through, and this lurk from Same has opened up A and now opened up B as well, and Chromatic are looking towards this A site, it looks like.
They're definitely looking towards it, and I do think it's a very good move, because the only two defenders are kind of, well, they used to be stuck on the A side, but they push the tree, the shots go wide. Tubi is going to take out Jariel, we're going to call him that, and now Eco, the last one standing, takes some pot shots. It's just barely doesn't kill the Chamber with a beautiful flash, though. It would a nice freebie, but they don't swing the right way. Still alive, though, has one flash left to play with. Is going to throw it, but is actually going the other way around. Is this going to be enough? It's just one quick tap on the Chamber, and they will be able to get it, but they're going back over into the crosshairs. This could get messy. They get one more. They grab it, the third, the fourth, I mean, and that's a defuse as well. Ryzen still showing that they have exactly what it takes to win this game. Oh my goodness. That swing was absolutely monstrous. The flash mind games were also insanely crazy. Oh my, what can't this guy do?
Yeah, a great clutch from Eco to start off, but Chromatic is definitely around where you feel like you can through that. Is 2 versus 1, both players playing together, and they just line up perfectly for Eco just to get that collapse in. And so Ryzen take the pistol, and you give them an intro, take a mile. We saw that in game 1, and looking to be the same here as every player from Chromatic is looking to head towards this A site, and it's Booty to take a lot of damage, down to 30 HP, and so he's pushed up, trying to play in and around the smoke with the Spectacus. Patatas with the right clicks to get rid of their opposing number, and so Lost One Rose is going to be pushed up towards top door and doesn't know that Abraxa is right on the other side, but has to be careful as it looks like the spike is going to be heading in towards that B site maybe. And yeah, you can just see Chromatic looking to break down that door as Lost One Rose finds two, make it three. Holding site all by their own. Tubi is one of the only ones remaining and now has to run away from Eco and Booty as Rusai does get the slight kill onto Jarreal and so puts in a 2 versus 2 and so round win for Chromatic anyway, but to get the official round win and getting the kills onto Booty and Eco would be crucial. Spike is in their favour. Murasame will pick up and Booty on 32 HP and definitely doable for Chromatic, but I think they want the spike to go towards C and not going to be given the time to. 15 seconds remaining, know where Booty is, and Spike going to have to be stuck as Eco comes through on the flank and gets the kill onto Tubi, and so Murasame does get that first with the headhunter, tries to get the flick, and Eco again saving the round for Ryzen. But a close round, and Chromatic definitely with smiles at the end of it.
For sure. Actually opting to not defuse the spike just yet. I think they might have forgotten how to do it. It is 4 on the keyboard, by the way. That's what it should be. There we go. Opting to pick it back up. That's great stuff. Just wanted to go a little bit of skid shopping before the end of the round. I respect it. But yeah, like you were saying, Ryzen definitely very happy with this one as a whole. A lot of guns were taken out of their hands, but at the end of the day, they got the round win. Their economy's still good. In, Chromatic, not feeling the greatest, but now with a couple losses under their belt, their economy, it's not rock solid, but it's not the worst thing in the world either. Now, what's important to note is that this Neon is still on a sniper rifle, which is very interesting, because I believe the last time we saw them on stream first, it didn't find as much value as maybe they were hoping. So I really do hope that this Neon can play a little bit farther back and get some more breathing room so it can come online.
Yeah, hopefully so, but it's going to be this early space second from Chromatic, and Nightfall now invested by 2B, and there's just going to be a change in tempo for Chromatic as they enter the C site without a second to even think. Run it back now used on this retake, but it's Murasame to get one on this lurk, and even finds a second while stunned, and Eco run it back, not finding any value. Abraxa cuts that out, and so 3 versus 5 on this retake, and Jarreal's across the other side of A. Lost One Rose does find one to 2B, so there's one back, but still player disadvantage, and Rifles not in favour of Ryzen. It's only Eco to get that rifle, and will be cut down by the rest of Chromatic, who will look to stop this bonus round being converted by Ryzen. It's just Jarreal left on their own, and it's a magic to make Jarreal disappear and get one on the board for Chromatic.
Yeah, it's a great move overall. Finally, Chromatic striking back just a little bit, though, which is good to see. We always like a competitive game, but I would imagine that looking at the buys here, if you are Chromatic, I guess you're feeling pretty darn good about that one, because now you actually have credits for a full buy, but I don't know if you'd want to immediately full buy, though. Maybe you'd want to save your credits for a round, but I'm no economy master, as they say.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like they're going to be on this buy. It's not the only casualty. Booty's actually going to find Murasame through the smoke, and so first casualty in the game, and that's not including our overlay, which we're trying to get fixed for you as quick as possible. But for now, it is going to be a player disadvantage for Chromatic, as it will be this tree push, it looks like, as Booty now facing the pressure, and Prowler will spot out the Neon, trying to get the shots, will find the first kill onto Magic, and so 3 versus 5, and Jarreal's there as backup. Sees is good, and it's actually 2B to get both, and so Chromatic have a way back in now through the fade. It's a Braxton to find Zoe, and now Lost One Rose spam through the smoke is all in vain, as the rest of Chromatic come through, and Ryzen are going to have to play this post one with a numbers disadvantage and information isn't not available, but they do have some, but what can they really do with it is the problem, and especially with this Omen being an unknown. Eco finds one, but Batatas behind finds both remaining players and ties this map up.
2-2. It's a great play. Again, I really do like the ideas from Ryzen. The Neon as well actually played a really deep angle, or really long angle on that staircase, but this time opted to not get the sniper rifle, any sniper rifle rather, and just stuck with the Vandal, which did find a crazy amount of value. So I hope they do pick it up a little bit more. But coming into this round, it seems like they're having an aggressive push into 2, likely going to win this gunfight, but it's not going to come for free as the C execute is going to be kicked off.
Yeah, C execute is starting, and now it looks like it's just going to be fast-paced again. As last one Rose with this bandit, finds one, finds a second onto Abraxa, and will look for a bit more, but 2B's the one to cut out the Vise, and so C-site given, but at what cost for Chromatic? Zoe with that fake TP stays in and around Waterfall, but the rest Chromatic split. Patatas is on their own on site, as 2B playing off-site for now, getting that orb, and will look to get the Nightfall back up as quick as possible, but it's actually going to be from the shadows from Batatas in towards drop, and now this A space has been given, but do they know Booty is this close this quickly? As I don't think they do, and so Murasame is going to go into the swing and will be the one to come out on top as players now equalize, and this A site is firmly in the hands of Chromatic.
Absolutely, it's a great move here. Does give them a lot of breathing room. The rotates are just starting to come out now. Everyone is scrambling to get over there. They know it's not B. They know it's not C. It must be A. The only issue is where could this Omen be hiding? Because it's been a while since they used it from the shadows. They could be literally anywhere. There's so much space to clear, and with Booty dying so early on into that push, they really don't have any other info aside from where the chamber used to be maybe 20 seconds ago.
Yeah, and Batatas now playing towards drop. It's 2B to find the first, and Batatas with the second, and so Zico in a 1 versus 3 has the rifle, but doesn't have time and doesn't have the shots as 2B with a 3K. Wraps up this round for Chromatic as they take the lead 3-2.
Chromatic certainly firing back quite a bit. I wonder if oh geez, their name is slipping my mind. Reason is taking or plans to take a bit of a timeout here, because the last time they were on stream, they looked insanely dominant. I believe Venomous Bite only won 4 rounds, but don't quote me on that one, unless it was 5. But regardless, it was less than 10. It was not a very close match, so I wonder if they maybe just got too overconfident in the earlier rounds of this game and are now kind of feeling the repercussions of their actions.
Yeah, repercussions of overconfidence is a big thing, and you can see already scan coming out onto Magix is Reason looking to try and stop this rob, but Patatas is pushed up B, and Zoe doesn't expect it, but now does. Booty finds a kill onto 2B, and so that's the spike down, but Lost on Rose is the casualty on B, and Zoe now walks forward, gets the kill onto Patatas, and gets the upgrade as well, but Murasame has already walked through and is helping Abraxa to get the kills, and Eco does find a trade, so I was about to say equal numbers until Abraxa finds that kill, and now Eco is left all by themselves in a 1 versus 2. It's possible for the Phoenix. We've seen it before, but post-plant in, and I think still a good bit of util for both these duelists, and it feels unlikely that they're going to give anything away, but there is something. Magic is the one to go down, but acts as bait for Abraxa with a 3K, as now Chromatic's starting to pull away from Reason.
Yeah, they've got double the amount of wins here over Reason, which is it's a little bit worrying if you are Reason, because again, I believe they chose this map, but I don't think they chose the sides, so maybe they are a little bit more confident in their attack. Although last time we saw them, they had a really strong defensive half. So I wonder if, I don't know, maybe Chromatic sees the holes in their comp that I certainly can't right now, because I do like the comp from Reason, but I guess the execution just maybe isn't there yet.
Yeah, and Looks to be this C push early. Last one, Rose tries to fight, but can't do anything. As Booty pops that overdrive and runs it down on Murasame, and Eco now still has this rifle. As now Brexit have to get off dodge very quickly. It's Eco to try and push forward, but Spike planted already for Chromatic. Running back now, popped and looking in as conversion pass, Nightfall used, and it's all coming up Chromatic's way. Zoe will pick up that rifle, but doesn't really matter at this point, especially with the I need to reload. Abraxa will find that kill, and so Eco has to just play for these exit frags. And I mean, Abraxa will force Eco onto an Eco in this next round.
And man, oh man, this is a little bit worrisome. Reason as well. It's difficult to say what's going on because Chromatic have been having decisive wins round after round after round after round. It feels like there are always 2-3 agents left whenever everything is said and done. The only close round that we had as of recently was that post-plant situation with Eco where they they were gunning down the Neon as well as the Waylay, and unfortunately they still couldn't take it. But running back also invested, so that's a big investment now that it is 7 points. But Murasawa going to take one as well. The Eco gets ready, lost one of those as well. Zoe as well coming in hot, grabs a second. Okay, this is now very doable for the side of Ryzen. And look at that paranoia. Unfortunately, it doesn't hit Murasama. Otherwise, that would have been another double kill. But now in a 2-on-1 situation, the rotations are definitely going to favor Chromatic. And now Jariel maybe has to back up, maybe save here.
Yeah, I mean, with this rifle, 1 versus 2, well, let's give it a go here. Has this Nightfall as well as backup, but there's going to be a double swing on Waterfall. And Murasame with 3 gets that kill, and so 6 now on the board for Chromatic, who, the question I posed before going into this match was, how good is their Lotus at a baseline compared to Ryzen's? Well, I think we're finding that out quite quickly, and I think it's fair to say it's a fair bit higher.
Yeah, that is going to be a timeout. Again, I assume that is going to be Ryzen's time or Raisin's timeout because, again, something is slipping here. Something is going seriously wrong. I believe the score is 6-2, very much in favor of Chromatic. So even on a map that you're very strong on or had looked pretty strong on, a lot is just not going your way this time.
Yeah, and I think for Ryzen, it's that overconfidence. You did so well in that first game, you come through and you win the second game, and you start to really build on yourself. And so when things times get tough, like it is against Chromatic, it's showing how you deal with setbacks. And the answer to that so far has been that you can't, as Ryzen's really needing something. Only winning 2 rounds, and another round loss will confirm Chromatic's lead at the half.
For sure. Now, I am very, very curious, though. I wonder what would have been talked about. I'm hoping that there's something to do with a lot of these rotations, because whenever Ryzen have not picked the right site, whenever they are rotating over towards the site, it takes them a long time, which does lead to people getting into weird positions and eventually leading to a couple members getting caught off guard. Now, Patat's going to open up this round. Unfortunately, the Sentinel biting the dust, so that's a lot of util on site. But look at this angle from Eco. Might actually be able to grab a kill. Go ADS. There we go. They grab Patats in exchange, and now they have to try to clear out this Phoenix before continuing.
Yeah, they have to try and do something. Lost and Rose going down early is a big loss for Ryzen, but it's actually going to be Zoe to push out with the back end, gets the kill into Murasame, so now player advantage for Ryzen as Paranoia comes out, stops this tree push, and Zoe just going to play on top of the door as Nightfall invested and forces the rest of Chromatic away. And all 3 members are towards the safe site. Nico has it locked down, and Chromatic have been really stomped out of this round.
The only thing stopped out, but look at this shotgun on the door. They're going to tap it, but both agents are going both ways, and it's just not enough. Chromatic again continuing to fight forward, and Ryzen feeling for falling very far behind as, again, these rotates are just a little bit late, but certainly snappier than before as this Neon is going to slot themselves on Heaven. Now we're going to see Neon v Neon very, very soon. Chamber able to grab an operator, and Booty actually takes it. Can they grab a second, though? They're slipping and sliding all over the place. Can they beat them? Eco is going to be there to help them out now in a 1-on-3. They do not win it. Eco grabs a triple plus a defuse. It's this Phoenix ulti running back almost online fully. This is now pretty worrisome if you're Chromatic.
Yeah, 3-6 for Ryzen. It's not enough for Chromatic to hit the panic button just yet, but no, you've got to be careful of these rounds and the overdrive being invested as well. It's definitely something to be concerned with, to say the least. And now we go into this next round, and you know, Eco is the one having to make the plays. It's going to be tour de force used early by Murasame to try and get this early pick towards Mound, and we'll miss the first timing, and Booty is the one quick on the trigger to get that kill onto Murasame, and so that lurk has been lost for Chromatic, and now the rest of them seem like they're a bit unsure of what they can and can't do, and I'll put pressure towards Mound with this Prowler, but Booty's already moved off, and Eco has gone to reinforce the B site, and so it is this weaker site towards C, but for how long, especially with Zoe having this paranoia lined up by the door. Booty's spotted by the Prowler and has to leave town, and Relay Bolt's just there to try and slow down Chromatic, who are not entering just yet, trying to get these rotations in, and they will do so, but they don't get the paranoia out from Zoe.
Not quite yet. Lost One Rose is thinking about the Steel Garden. They have it in their back pocket, which is going to cover the entirety of site, essentially, as well as that entrance. But they're looking for more. They find it. That is going to trigger the Steel Garden, which is also going to trigger the the retake, rather, from Ryzen. But look at this fake that they have just been sold. The wall goes up. Now the Neon is trapped. Can they find it? Zoe grabs the kill to almost equalize the numbers here. Still in favor for Reason. But wait! Lost One Rose finds 2 kills. And now it's a 1-on-4. Somehow Chromatic have completely slipped. Whatever changed and whatever was talked about in that timeout was absolutely what Ryzen needed. It seems like they're back in business already.
Yeah, indeed. And I think for the side of Chromatic, it's just about taking too long to make that decision. It's nice for Braxa to get that trade and get it back to equal numbers for Chromatic, but then losing that lurk and not having any control anywhere else means you've got to hit this B site, and Lost One Rose quick to come back into the site, and now 4-6, and it will be a timeout for Chromatic.
Absolutely. I assume that they do want a timeout after that one, because the round that they just lost was a very, very dominant loss from the side of Chromatic, which previously in this game had not been seen before. They did lose a couple rounds, but they were very, very close.
Yeah, very close, but now looking to need a comeback in the half, and for Chromatic, it's only one more round until they get a lead in half, but I think they are kicking themselves a bit and trying to not fumble too much, as it was a big lead just before.
Mm-hmm. Showing a very big lead, and now I think we are going to be heading into this one. I am very curious, though. Another heavy A hits, but this time every single member is going to be crowding around. So if they're not careful on this triangle, this could be a blunder, as Jariel historically has been playing there quite a bit. Runnerback,
yeah, and now runnerback from Eco trying to push forward, but catches out the Phoenix, and the Braxa will cancel the ult, and so a lot of early pressure used from Ryzen, and it's all a distraction. Lost One Rose has pushed up all the way B, but the trademark will be there as a sign of saying no. Zoe TPs towards Heaven, so this is a stack towards this A site for Ryzen, but it's Eco finding 2 kills as Chromatic try to leave, and 2B finds only 1 trade onto Eco, and so Spike still towards A, Now, from the shadows used towards C, it's Booty to get the kill to Murasame, and now 2 versus 4. Potatoes in a world of their own, and will go down to Zoe. So only one player left, and it's 2B. And looking to try and find something, but it's the slide from Booty to go through and bring this to a run deficit for Ryzen.
Definitely a good round there. Won't lie. Now here we go. Last round before the swap. It is surprisingly even, I will say, but Ryzen's still down a few rounds. But the nice win streak has probably given them some confidence. But the operator now in Booty's hands once again. I don't think that Chromatic and their friends can actually go A side this round because Booty's been very deadly on this operator, but it looks like he's actually switching it up for the C side, and it looks like the gamble stack was wrong, as it looks to be maybe a B split onto C.
Yeah, it looks like it could be. Convergent Paths being held by a Braxa and looking to try and get this use onto Mount, and will use it but won't find Booty, but it's Murasame to find the head of Jarreal elsewhere, and so early pick going the way of Chromatic. Operator trying to spam through. Murasame taking this fight with Zoe and losing it. So now numbers traded out, and luck for Chromatic now gone, and they're still going to try and hit this A site where Zoe is, and it'll be the right call if they can get onto site quick enough before Booty gets there with the op and wind it out. Zoe now has a TP towards backside. He used the paranoia as well, and so will slow down the rest of Chromatic, and we'll find one, but it's trades coming in and through. 2B doing it all, and so Nightfall available for the fade, and Chromatic have come back. Now it is this Nightfall use. Won't hit onto Eco, and Patatas goes down because of it. So 1 versus 1, Spike still not gone down by 2B. So it's going to be this fight. Echo's run out of bullets, but only needs the right clicks. The clutch from Eco again, as we tie this up 6-6 at the half.
All right. Now, that was a phenomenal retake. It got a little bit scary. That is actually going to be the defender timeout once again. So Chromatic this time, they were on attack, but now the sides are swapped. Chromatic, I wonder what they could be saying. Number, do you have any guesses?
Yeah, I mean, for Chromatic, it's just a mental reset, I think. Just trying to, not feel the effects of this too much and trying to get into a mentality where it's a new half, forget everything that happened, you're all tired again. Now it's just focusing on sustaining these attacks from Eco, and I think it's also a valuable thing to talk about Eco's impact. For a lot of this game, it feels like on Ryzen it has just been Eco and friends, and definitely showing why is Eco top frag of the whole lobby, and definitely someone worth shutting down early.
I honestly, I just can't say it better myself, but we've only got a few more seconds until this timeout ticks down. Let's take a nice long look at Omen, who's just pondering what they should buy in the shop. But only, I mean, you've just got a pistol budget this round. There's nothing too crazy that you got to think about. But I guess buying the util is going to be necessary. As a paranoia picked up, we see this a lot on the Omens. Likely going to be shooting it down be long in this, in the opening seconds of the round or off of contact. As it looks like a very heavy A push is going to be in the cards for Chromatic this time, which is, it's pretty standard. But Tether likely going to be coming out first.
Yeah, and that Tether will be crucial in towards this early fight. That Magic is just going to run and take this space, but meanwhile the rest of Ryzen are going to be looking towards this B site as shots are fired elsewhere. As Murasame just dying before the CP comes through, and now the rest of Chromatic now trying to get this quick trade, but Spike will go down on C, and still a 5 versus 4 retake needed by Chromatic. Damage done, but it's more to them than anyone else.
Yeah, right.
Now, util has dried up completely, no kill found, and you've just got to try and retake this with nothing. Hot hands used to deny a tiny bit of space, but it just means the rest of the players are going to come towards stairs as Jalreal finds one, as Eco with another, and Jalreal is just going forward. 3 for the fade as 2B tries their best, but can only find 1, and so Eco, the second in the round for the Phoenix. The 7th round on the board for Ryzen, who have done well to come back into this game.
Absolutely, a very strong start on the attack half, obviously getting the better buys, but this would be the first time where we have seen a pistol round go the way of the opposing team as opposed to the full buys. You know, I believe it was last match, actually. I believe it was Lose Yourself versus... all the names slipping from me, but it wasn't Lose Yourself that had a clutch pistol round. It was the other team. So maybe with how dominant Chromatic has been seen on this attack half, maybe they will have some heat saved up for this pistol round.
Yeah, it was the usual stuff against Akan, and I completely
yes.
understand, but you're trying to say it best, but it's going to be this A push, and to be the only player on this site, and so has to try stand their ground. Will play with this bandit in the smoke, but won't face any pressure as of right now. Magic there is reinforcements, and it's actually going to be this quick pivot for the side of Chromatic, but Ryzen are looking and turning their heads and not wanting to go into this. They'll instead look to go towards B, and there's still a small stack on there as well. Abraxa there as well. Magic finds a one to Eco, but Jalreal finds Patatas, and Abraxa's position not known until now. Jalreal good with the Guardian, finding that kill, and lost one try. To almost getting a bit too proactive, but finds a kill to 2B. Magic finds one, and Murasame actually equals the numbers. So rifles and weapons recovered, but time is starting to tick away from Chromatic's side as the last 2 players from Ryzen are just playing away, and they've still got a clear sight. Magic will tap the spike, and now Fade Eye comes through broken, and now they're just trying to push forward. Murasame comes through, and 2 shots for the Outlaw is all that's needed. Booty fighting 2, and so we'll get this anti-eco, but again, it's costly on the side of Ryzen.
Certainly is very costly indeed, but Booty as well actually coming online this time. Last time we did see Booty on stream, my goodness, I don't know if they were insanely dominant on this on the map of Lotus, but now it certainly does seem like they do have quite a lot going for their gameplay style. And that being said, it looks like it's going to be a C hit here, if not a C split. And I don't think Chromatic are very prepared for it. They've got 1 agent over on the C site, and that is it.
Yeah, but that 1 agent does have the Odin. Murasame has to come up big, and it's Booty to get a kill. Lost on Rose on the lurk, and it's the kills all coming up on the side of Ryzen. They look to take their 9th and convert their bonus, and it's just Magic and Abraxa who are now having to leave the site and try and leave with rifles, but Eco quickly hunting down these final 2 players will swing out. Magic gets the kill, but last one Rose will find a kill on some Magic. So it's Abraxa to try and deny something, but it's Booty on 1 HP to come through with that final kill.
Honestly, not too bad for either team. I feel like for Chromatic, they definitely wanted to get guns out of the hands of Ryzen, which definitely happened. They, I believe Ryzen only had 2 members left remaining. But at the same time, obviously, Ryzen did win the round, pushing them, you know, just 4 rounds till the series win. Again, still best of 1, mind you. So it's still very, very close. But definitely this game is a lot closer than the last one.
Yeah, definitely. It's a very close game, much closer than we've seen so far, but it's now Ryzen looking to take this 4th round, and against Pistols and Sheriffs, it's one that you would put them to win 99 times out of 100, but it's just if Chromatic can make it that one time, but we'll be in a quick tech pause, just a few issues, but no, Chromatic have really struggled on this defense half to mainly contain Booty, who has been running around here, there, and everywhere.
Yeah, absolutely. You can see him kind of slipping and sliding in the base, but I do believe, you know, like you said, likely going to be a tech pause here. Just making sure everyone has had their internet, up to par, making sure that there's no packet loss or anything like that. Just we have the most fair match imaginable. But yeah, you're definitely not wrong. Booty has been amazing on this team so far. I believe in the round that just passed before this pause here, they were attacking the C site, and then they slid up all the way through the entirety of site, and were actually starting to push CT, which did catch them a couple kills and a whole bunch of damage on a couple other agents, because honestly, you expected Neon to go far, but not that far, especially when they just get onto site.
Yeah, indeed, and it has become such a problem, and it's what caused the Neon nerfs a while ago. And there was, even at the highest stage of VCT, there was a lot of talk about whether Neon would be killed and no one would play it, or what. Some teams took the gamble on if Neon being bad, and so teams changed around. Furia, for example, but there were some teams like Leviathan who stuck with it, and they won Masters London because of it. And Booty showing exactly why, and being an absolute menace. And it comes with the Neon type of thing, where they're just so good at not only taking space but fighting it. He throws off crosshairs, and I mean, realistically, it's just so much fun as well for players to run into someone's face. And Magic just hasn't been having that same amount of impact as well.
Absolutely. There's a lot you can say here, but I think we are getting ready to head back in game. I believe everyone is back and connected, so in just a couple seconds we will maybe see the timer resume. But until then, I do want to take a look at the buys quickly. I would imagine that it's going to be a full buy from both. I know for a fact that why are they slipping my name or slipping my mind suddenly? The Ryzen. There we go. My goodness. I know for a fact that Ryzen certainly has enough money to go for a full buy for this round, as well as a couple others. But it seems like on the side of Chromatic, it looks like they are just going to be saving here, only opting for the pistols and the Headhunter, which is, I mean, it's valid, right? It's honestly, sometimes that's all you need.
Yeah, sometimes it's pistols and a dream, but as you see those final ready checks being made, we will look to get back into this game, and it's going to be the save round for Chromatic, as they are looking to try and deny a 10th round going to the side of Ryzen, who like to continue on to the quarterfinals, as now looking to, our semi-finals, I should say, rather than quarterfinals. I always get those two confused. It's going to be this early pressure coming towards A, as Booty now trying to use that wall to come forward. It's going to be this quick push on towards C, and it's a good start. Lost One Rose has gone down, but Eco finds the kill onto 2B, and so sight firmly in the hands of Ryzen, who are looking to just keep Chromatic far away. It's Booty stunned up by the relay bolt, but Magic is going down anyway. Zoe with this Odin is finding kills, as is Booty. Rasame finds one, making a second onto Booty, and now the worry starts to come in for the side of Ryzen, as now Murasame has picked up the Phantom as well, and so damage can be done. Has the Odin in front of them as well, but chooses instead not to.
Oh my
goes
goodness.
forward, gets the kill onto Eco, and so now needs one more, but time is really not on the side, and so has to stick this to even have a chance. And with the eye coming through, Murasame has been found, and time not on the Chamber's side. And so a 10th round on the board for Ryzen, but my god, it was close.
It was actually, and again, obviously Chromatic did lose that round, but they got 4 guns out of the hands of Ryzen. If they can win this round, if they can win this round and the next round, we will see the economy shift back into their favor yet again. But until that happens, it's going to be a bit of an uphill battle here. Not the worst thing in the world. They could still afford a few rifles as well as an operator, so they're not doing too bad, but they do need to be careful, because if this operator gets lost, I don't know if we're going to be seeing another operator on the side of Ryzen, on the side of Chromatic for the rest of the game.
Yeah, and it's a big investment, this operator. Magic is the first one to fall because of this overdrive. And Baxter trades out, but with 25 HP is a threat now to the rest of Ryzen. This run it back now used, and Abrax is going to be chased away, but 2B finds one, and Abraxer with another one, and it's all coming up in favour of Grammatic, and somehow Abraxa with 7 HP finds a 3k in
Man,
that
oh
round.
man, you know, I said if they won this round and the next round, now we are at this next round. Ryzen, you can't really afford another loss. You have to go big or you are going to be going home here, because if the economy swings back over into the hands of Chromatic, I don't think they're going to be giving you another chance to try to come back into this game.
Yeah, and Murasame able to keep this operator, and now this has to be a string of rounds for Chromatic as the wall now goes down, and this space for A won't be fought for, but operator is noted. The shot through the smoke won't be working, and so the rest of Chromatic starting to rotate over, and it's Patatas with this first onto Zoe, and Eco now on site, but has to deal with 3, and Murasame is in such an unpredictable position. Nightfall used and will only find Eco, but the rest of Ryzen is far enough away, and so will now look to retake this A site, and Booty now instead could be the trap that they need to equal this round out, but site's still not taken. Site's now Spike's only just get onto Spike as Murasame finds that kill. Stinging for Lost on Rose, can't find a kill. Chubi finds 1 but gets traded out by Eco, but still 2 versus 4, and this operator still alive from Murasame. Make it a 4 versus 1, so Braxton finds Booty. It's only Eco left, who's been a hero for a few rounds before for Ryzen, but has to do incredible things now. It's a refract away, and then Magic finding that kill onto Eco to reduce the deficit down to 2.
Yep. Now, this is where, if you are Ryzen, you are going to be extremely scared. Not only are you down in money, but you're also down in ultimates. Convergent Paths and Overdrive have been online for the past couple rounds. That is going to probably timeout from, I believe that is going to be Ryzen yet again. They need to figure out something in this round, because I don't know if they have enough for a full buy. I'll be honest. I think they can get a couple rifles for sure. There's definitely a couple members that have a fair bit of credits, but the rest of them are not going to be so lucky. They are likely going to have to rely on this utility. I know for the fact that Run It Back is almost online, and I would imagine that is coming up in the team comms right now.
Yeah, definitely. You cannot let this slip, especially when Chromatic have 4 ults. It's 3 on the opposite side as well, but I'm mainly looking at that tour de force to be a big win for Murasame, and the threat of 2 operators in unknown spaces could be everything for Chromatic and could be the turning point of the match for Ryzen.
That's right. Oh my goodness, it's so hard to say, because again, Ryzen, they were filled with so much hope after that giant loss streak on their defensive half, when Chromatic was kind of just running over them. They were steamrolling them on the attack side, but now it feels like they've finally got a way back. They're finally up in rounds yet again, but now it seems like it's all slipping. I don't know if they have a whole lot left in the tank.
Yeah, can't let it slip, as Jariel is only going to have the Sheriff. Lost on Rose has the Spectre as well, but still Garden could be the key to unlocking this attack round, as Paxus is holding the convergent paths for B, and you know, this could be interesting if Ryzen decide to go forward. It's actually convergent path switched, and it finds 3, and now Crossfire being held as well, as the Braxa can't really push up too much on it, so has to fall back, but damage done. Booty will make a noise towards B, and now doors tapped by Chromatic as Abraxa finds 2 and sees a slay, make it a 3rd. Last one Rose is 1 HP as well, as Eco finds 2, maybe looking for a bit more to get back into this round. Hot Hand's doing the tiniest amount of damage, but nothing more. Eco can't get that swing. We'll find Magic low, and so now doable round, especially with the still gun, but that's one Rose 1 HP and could be rushed now from Patatas, who's just playing with time instead. If eyes will up on drops, and I know when Patatas is through, will be popped, and Lost One Rose has to be so careful to keep the Steel Garden online here, and now hold it out, and now it is going to be from the shadows, use the scouting tool, but it misses out. But Lost One Rose, what a shot onto Patatas. Eco as
1 health
well
remaining.
now
Oh.
with that run it back is a Braxa with 4, but as he go with 4 of their own to turn this into an 11-8 lead for Ryzen.
Yeah, the Vice there had as much health as Roses they lost because they were stuck on 1 health for a majority of that post-plant situation. The ulti, though, was absolutely genius. I think if they, miss the shots on Omen or, they can't find the kills somehow and they don't pop that Steel Garden, it does make it insanely hard for Eco. But because that utility was used right at the right time, Eco did not have a tough time clearing that one up. Now, obviously, run it back invested, which is a pretty big investment, but the main issue right now is shutting down this tour de force.
Yeah, and speaking of popped towards A, as the Braxa takes this early fight towards Mound and has to refract away, is now Nightfall being held by Joriel, but will miss the players on site that are towards stairs as Span comes through the smoke, won't hit, and now Nightfall comes in and will only hit 1 onto Patatas, but Magic gets the kill, and that sees 4 hands is beautiful, finds a kill into a Braxa, and Zoe with another one, but traded out by 2B now, and so 3 versus 3, overdrive available for Magic if they need to. They will see Booty on 1 HP, but won't go for the fight as now sight given over to the attacking side, who are now leaving and letting Eco do their own thing.
Try. I mean, Eco certainly has the clutch factor, takes a little bit of damage, but I don't count them out just yet. They have no util. They need 1 more kill, and they can get a flash. Speaking of flashes, lost 1 Rose, has another Rose there in Booty. 1 health remaining. You want to help this guy out, but he just can't. He's on the other side. Well, not quite the other side, but he's walking into the crosshairs, but it's just the right time. Doesn't quite matter. But Tubi, that could have been absolutely disastrous. They are going to be pushing up. Phoenix finds them. No shots land, though, but the Haunt is going to see 2. That is going to confirm the positions of everyone, and now this tour de force is on site. Magix is going to find the Eco. Is going to find Eco rather. Now lost 1 Rose. The last one alive is marked, is tethered, is everything. And the flash is on the wrong side of the pillar. And they get swung. And they are just taken down immediately. And now Ryzen once again in the dumps in terms of the economy. They've got very little, if anything, left.
Yeah, I think Ryzen played that very poorly. You saw it looked like Eco was going to be the implant on C and the spike was going to lead towards A. But it was actually just this fact of lost on Rose, not really sure what to do, and so went back towards it, and it messed with every bit of time, and it almost near enough gets Bodhi killed because that comes through earlier. When there's less time on the spike if it's planted, then Tubi's probably not looking that way for this flank, but because of how much time was still remaining, it looks that way. He gets that kill as Magic is going to go for this early fight on A and gets the kill into Lost on Rose. As now panic button hit, B hit is going to be advanced on. Stinger is the only thing that Booty has, and we'll try and find something, but we'll find nothing instead. Overdrive now used from Magic to try and clear out the smoke. Finds 1, making a second on Zoe through the smoke, and looks for a bit more. Booty with the Stinger cancels out an ace opportunity, but the save round going firmly in way of Chromatic as the Braxa just sticks, and Joriel, finds 1 more, but nothing more as Stinger picked up from Batatas, and Joriel goes down, and so deficit reduced to 1. Yeah, the round
differential is looking to not be a differential for much longer, as I do very much favor Chromatic in this round. They've got 2 ultis to play with, the better weapons as well. Well, I mean, we're likely going to be seeing a force come out from the side of Ryzen, as if they don't force this round, it is, cooked, as the kids say. But they do have some powerhouses almost online. They've almost got that Steel Garden back, about 3 points away. I want to say that is going to be used very, very soon in the next couple of rounds.
Yeah, and now it's going to be this Harbour base, but it's Potatoes cutting down Eco early on. But Zoe finds 1 back into Murasame, and so is the operator down, and Zoe's just going to push towards CT and doesn't even think about the timing of Potatoes. Magic gets the kill into Booty as well, and it's Lost on Rose, only 1 on site for now, but eventually backed up by 2B, but 2 versus 3 now as Lost on Rose finds 1. Nightfall invested as well as a conversion pass, it misses, but Lost on Rose will only get 1, and Abraxa finds the last 2, so 11-11, but a costly round for the side of Chromatic.
Absolutely. Now, Chromatic, I mean, the round differential is non-existent. It's null and void. But now the Steel Garden is online. They were able to find just enough kills. And now with this very potent tool online, I wouldn't be surprised if we see Ryzen make a last-ditch effort here. Just try to gamble stack the right site. And then once they do get site control, just pop it early and then force everyone else off site and just play numbers. But regardless, looks like that is the plan as they're going into a 5-on-1 in this A site hit.
Yeah, and now look, it's going to be this upper tempo once again over towards the side of Ryzen, who now just hitting the brakes a bit, only with Spectres and these lower buys. Will clear out tree and move towards A, but the rest of Chromatic already rotating over. Still Garden invested from last on Rose, but won't find a hit onto anyone, and so weapons and rifles still available for the defending side, and Brax already finds Eco, I believe, through the smoke. Nightfall already from Joriel, who'll pop it just to try and recover this round. Lost One Rose does get the kill with the Guardian, so a bit more of a question mark thrown up in this round. Magic trying to find the kills, and will find one into Lost One Rose. Eye out will spot one, and second spotted as well. Booty finds the kill into Magic though, and 2B only on 30 HP as Booty finds a second, making a third, and Zoe last second finds Batatas as they move up to match point.
All right. Now this is extremely close. Now I don't quite know what the economy situation is for the side of Chromatic. I don't know why the names are still slipping me, but Chromatic, they can't be feeling too good at this point. They have to force everything they have, and Overdrive is still available for, or was just came online for Booty, which is a very much more combat favorite ulti as opposed to the From the Shadows. I know that Tour de Force is going to be offline for a while. Convergent Paths and Overdrive on the side of Chromatic could be up soon, but they need to find answers now, not later.
Yeah, it has to be now. Zika goes for the swing and will fall to Abraxa. And now, the question is, how aggressive are the defending side going to play? And that answers the question. Lost One Rose goes down, and Ryzen already down 2 in a matter of seconds in this final round of regulation. And Booty has this operator, and Patata's jump spot finds, I believe, might have been multiple towards this A site, but definitely spots out the operator of Booty, who now looks to go in. Overdrive popped, but cancelled out by 2B. It's only Jari on Zoe that can do anything. From the Shadows available for the control of the player. But we'll actually use this TP towards Tree and tries to fake out the rest of Chromatic, and has done. And so free A site, and that can be given a spike towards Zoe, and a clutch opportunity could be ready if Zoe can isolate these 1v1s, but now pushing up to where all three members are. Has Paranoia ready, but swings out, and Abraxa with 3 will push us in towards OT.
Yeah, overtime is definitely in the cards now. I wonder if it is going to be going into Chromatic's favor, because I remember when they were playing the attack half, they had a very, very dominant showing initially, and I wonder if, now that Ryzen has played against them a little bit here, will they have the same amount of energy and the same amount of and the same level of strategies as they had in the first attack half of this map?
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting to see how both these teams play this overtime side when the stakes are at this highest. One of these teams will go into the semi-finals and face Yashi Sugeo. Mm-hmm. The other one will go home with absolutely nothing.
Yep.
And so now you can see the setup for both, and it looks to be this push towards C for Chromatic, as Murasame actually gets this first kill onto Booty, and we'll even find a second onto Jariel now.
Oh my
It's the
goodness.
defensive side losing so much and tries to go up tempo a bit. It's Lost One Rose who's pushed up, and the Trigger Discipline is so good, but we can only find 2, and so Zico in a 1 versus 3, but you can never really count them out.
Not quite yet. We're going to see Magic's struggle a little bit on the revolving door, but now the spike definitely going down for the side of Chromatics. They've only got 1 member to deal with, and then right now they're up on stairs as everyone is crowding around Tree. Surely Eco doesn't win this one. They have had some crazy clutches before. Saturate going to be coming out. It looks to be the right read as Hot Hands is going to be thrown in the wrong direction. No, that was a firewall. But still, a nice flash is going to blind everyone, but he's saturated and healing. They don't even know the jump over the wall is going to get the kill. Abraxa closing that one up once again. Now Chromatic 1 win away from advancing to the semifinals. Now, I'm not too sure who they're going up against, but I can tell you that it's likely not going to be Lotus. I don't think anyone wants to give Chromatic Lotus again.
Yeah, I mean, they've definitely shown their hand a bit, but it's going to be interesting to see if Chromatic can round this out on the defensive side, and it's going to be a glass cannon up for Last One Rose. It looked like anyway, but we'll sell them rebuy this Vandal as looks to be the standard aggression coming out from Chromatic again. Abraxa forced to use the refract early on, and it looks like Ryzen are going to push the issue with Booty, who knows where Abraxa is, but can't find the shots until now. Finds the kill as Abraxa drops down, and so the question mark for the rest of Chromatic to deal with. There's a player down, but still have a minute left on the clock to play off of what Ryzen want to do, but instead the positions are being held and actually being fairly disciplined Chromatic until Patatas starts to rotate towards this B site, at least for now, but comes back and could be crucial if this paranoia comes through. It's actually going to be Eco going forward, and we'll find the kill onto Patatas. It's Magic position unscouted, finds Booty, but Lost One Rose trades out, and so big numbers advantage for Ryzen, and the plant for Mound should give them all the keys to re-tie up this overtime. And there's Eco with 2-3 in the round, and we'll go to another OT.
Eco has been absolutely crazy here. There have been so many rounds where they have somehow clutched it up despite absolutely everything. And, granted they were up in numbers. That still feels great to know that you've still got it. And now a timeout actually to be called right now for Chromatic once again. So that is the final timeout of the game. I imagine... I couldn't even tell you. I want to say maybe it has something to do with the rotates, because as we saw in that last round, the rotates were a little bit messy, especially in that post-plant situation. No one was expecting Eco to be pushing towards CT. Fade had the util out, and I believe it was an Omen actually had the util out. I believe they were trying to throw smoke. No one was expecting Eco to be there, and of course that's what led to 2 kills, which later led to Ryzen winning that round.
Yeah, and now for Ryzen, it's just a case of how much do you want it. I think you can actually say this just for both teams. How much do you want to move into the semi-finals and go up against Yashi Sugeo, who just won 13-8 against Team Noxus, so a good win for them to move into the semi-finals. But meanwhile, for the rest of these 2 teams, it's going to be this case of... I mean, I hope this overtime doesn't go too long, because there'll be teams in the other game, the semi-final, waiting in the grand finals to go, come on, hurry up, they don't even finish this game yet.
Come on now, I'm having to go all day.
Well, okay, there's just no need for my accent to come through.
All right, my bad.
I caught a stray there for no reason, but we'll get back into the round, and it is going to be this early pressure towards a rubble from both teams. It's Booty catching a lot of bullets and will throw some back at 2B. And so even though Booty's very low on HP, still a kill and a player advantage for Ryzen. As meanwhile, Patatas is going to look to try and smoke B, and it looks to be a pivot towards this B site, as Magic will get rid of the Prowler and now ready to break Hobbit door, as Eco's the only one here. So he does find the kill onto Murasame though, and so the rotate's coming in well for Ryzen as Eco now comes forward, flash just to tap on the heel. Potatoes and Braxton finding kills, however, so a tied game numbers-wise until Lost One Rose opens that door. Booty with 20 HP could go for something, but will do, but Magic trades out, but Lost One Rose again, the Steadfast, and Braxton with 1 HP. It's just Lost One Rose waiting for Braxton to fall into their arms, and the advantage now given to Ryzen.
Ryzen now back in the driver's seat. It's hard to say what is going to happen here because at this point anything can happen, but now we've swapped sides, and if history is destined to repeat itself, I think that Ryzen have just won the game because their defensive half was significantly stronger than their offensive half, if I'm not mistaken, or at least going by round win streaks, it was certainly actually they're pretty even. But listen, the point is they have a very, very nice defensive half. They played a really, really nice half against I believe it was Venomous Snake Bite. So I am confident.
Yeah, confidence is an habitual voyeur of what is known as park life, and it's going to be this A push for Ryzen, at least for now, and it forces the rotates over, but it's going to be this B hit. It's going to be trying to do what Chromatic did and trying to do it better, as Murasame throws some bullets and catches some as well, as Braxton, glass cannon operator, opens door, but can't get this kill, and now postpone in. A Braxton position noted, but still finds that first into Zoe, but Eco trades out with that flash. And now, these post-spawn positions are very good for Ryzen. There's Booty holding C-Link. Patatas still has this paranoia online, and Eco with a flash, turned by Patatas, but not quick enough, as Eco finds one, but Booty with another, traded out by Magic, but still numbers disadvantage, only 2 be left.
Oh my goodness.
And it will be Reason going forward into our semi-finals.
Wow.
And what a way to do it.
What a way indeed. Reason from the brink of death, from the brink of losing in that last, in the second half of that second half, if you know what I'm saying. In those last, I want to say 3-4 rounds, there were so many close calls from both teams. But of course, Reason in that overtime was definitely extremely high. But of course, I think my MVP of the entire game has to go to either Booty or Eco. Both of them had insane clutches. Both of them hit some insane shots. Both of them used insane ultimates.
Yeah, I mean, the value from the duelists coming in was incredible at the worst of times. Booty running around. Had a bit of a slower start, but really came into the game as the game grew in and of itself. And meanwhile, neither of these teams, these are the two older teams, but Eco as well, some fantastic clutches. And again, definitely value found from that Phoenix pick, which isn't been seen as much by these two teams, as I think our graphics have a bit of an error there showing the previous two teams, but still you've seen it all happen in front of you. You know what happens, and it's reason to go forward into our semi-finals against Yashi Sugeo, and in our other semi-finals it's currently Teikan against the One Academy. So we will catch up, I believe, on Reason versus Yashi after this break, so stay tuned.